Okay. Hello. Welcome to the second session of Candela Obscura. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Ready?
Good.
Good.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it on, but don't talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Our lovely widow is suffering from voice issues, so should be interesting. Okay. Just to recap for anyone new, I'd like to point out that Candela Obscura, for those who don't know, is a tabletop RPG horror. Means there'll be descriptions of horrible things, including monsters, body horror, paranormal activity, and such. I need to put a disclaimer in the chat, which I haven't done, but we'll do that.
Awesome.
And yes, please. So please, if you feel uncomfortable, you may take your leave, and we won't hold it against you. Again, I'd like to mention this game is a work of fiction. While the story is set in a version of the real world in 1953, and it will include both religious and historical figures, the events are purely fictional, and this game is intended for entertainment purposes only. Speaking of which, I have a confession to make to everyone. My writing has made a change to history that was unintentional. King George VI actually died in February 1952. Although the Queen was to be crowned in June 1953. Somewhere in writing the campaign, I got muddled up. But in this campaign, and for my writing, King George VI died on February 31st, 1953. Other historical mentions should be somewhat accurate. But you know, work of fiction. That's what you're going to do. Anyway, unless anyone on our virtual table has any questions or anything else to add. Anything at all? Okay, it's time to roll forth. Cool. Okay. So, what's often referred to as the Great Flood in 1953 began as a small amount of low pressure in the mid-Atlantic. As it whirled around between Britain and Iceland, it grew to hurricane force on January 31st, 1953. It moved to the middle of the North Sea on February 1st. Tidal surge swept up the Thames, with sea levels 10 foot above normal. A lot of the place was damaged, with places like Silvertown, Canning Town, and Custom House were the worst hit. We start on April 1st, 1953, a few months later, outside the Thames. We see a woman climbing down a ladder and joining 3 other figures. Hang on, my music is not working. One moment. There we go. All dressed in long black coats. The circle of cobbles and ash sneakily enter a broken opening in the side of the docks. Didn't think we'd be visiting ancient sewers this week, the woman says. You can always wait outside, Kathy, the gentleman says. I miss all the excitement. No thank you, Barry. They pull out torches from under their coats and make their way down the tunnel. At least these sewers aren't actually full of sewage, Kathy proclaims. About 45 minutes later, upon traversing this underground tunnel, it looks like the path splits. Barry and I would take this route. John, Tina, you go down there. John and Tina nod as the group splits up. We join John and Tina as they make their way through the tunnel. Tina, John asks, how many assignments have we done now? Oh, I've lost count. Why'd you ask? Well, it's not the best place to be asking this, but we've been being alone for a change. I wanted to know if you would like to go out for afternoon tea one afternoon. He seems nervous. John, are you really asking a lady whilst we're wading through a sewer? I mean, Tina giggles. You're funny, John. And yes, I'd be happy to... John puts his hand over Tina's mouth. Shh. They just come across an opening and John had noticed a light from the room inside. Sorry, didn't mean to get so intimate, John whispers, then points to the room. Tina and John look inside. There are two robed figures, seemingly chanting around some kind of pedestal. This isn't the artifact Candela was after. But what is that? Tina whispers as she leans closer. Shit, she says, slightly too loud, as she steps forward down the slippery slope and starts to fall. John grabs her hand, but the people in robes are startled, and there's a smash as the cup on the altar is knocked in a panic and falls to the ground, shattering into silver dust. John can't pull Tina up, and they end both up falling down into the room. A few minutes later, Kathy and Barry show up at the entrance to the room. Oh my god! Barry, seeing his friends on the floor, runs down into what now is some kind of mist. He slides down the ramp into the room. He begins patting himself. Kathy looks confused. What's happening, Barry? The mist seems to get thicker, and the fog begins to move towards Kathy. You hear Kathy's screams ring out into the night as we cut outside looking at the Thames. The fog begins to bellow from the broken entrance. And as we fade to night, where the fog is now covering the entirety of the Thames River. Right. Leonard, we are going to be starting with you. It's another quiet night in the Hawthorne Hill funeral directors. Arnold is leaving for the night and he grabs his coat. Good night, Leonard. Don't stay up too late with those ledgers. They can be done in the morning. You know our patients aren't going anywhere.
Won't be much longer, Arnold.
Of course.
You have a good night.
Will do. He grabs his hat and coat and he exits the office. And a few moments later you hear the ring-a-ling of the front door as he leaves. You're in the back office working on ledgers. How's Leonard doing?
He's doing all right. He would be busy with the ledgers, as stated. He would await. He would expect. Arnold is often forgetful, and he would expect Arnold to walk back in at any second with having forgotten a key or his jacket or something. So he wouldn't pay the bell any mind.
Yeah.
Not initially, anyway.
Okay. A few minutes later, you hear another ring-a-ling at the front door.
Leonard would go investigate, close the ledger.
Mm-hmm.
He'd stand, straighten his waistcoat. His jacket is left on the chair, and he reach for his cane. He about a week ago slipped on the loose slate outside of when he was leaving the shop and rolled his ankle a little bit.
Okay.
So now he has a slight limp as he walks from the back room into the front of house.
Okay. Colin, you're a bit of a mess. You've come to Hawthorne and Hill funeral directors for a reason. You need another Hawthorne special.
All right. So, am I just at the door?
You've come in. You're probably similar to your outfit at the moment, probably covered in a little bit of blood. Sweating, not completely together at the moment.
Mr. Hughes?
Hello. I've got a bit of a problem that I need your assistance in disposing of, if you're willing.
Timing is impeccable as always, Mr. Hughes. What can I do for you?
Cut it short. I just need a cremation.
Very well. Where is the victim?
I can bring her to you. Where would you like me to place it?
The furnace is a few doors over. Take her into the alley. I'll meet you back around there.
Got it. Colin swirls around and immediately just shoots out the door. He's in a real hurry and he's just like shaking and not himself. Goes into the outback or behind the bush, grabs the body and heads to where Leonard wants him to go.
I'm going to stop you there one moment. As you actually turn to the door, Colin, the door, you swing the door open about to leave, and in front of you is a figure that collapses into you.
Okay, I grab the figure and I fall back because I wasn't expecting it and I'm already jostled. And I'm falling back into the building with the figure on me.
Okay.
Looking at it.
I will rush up.
Okay. So the figure is dressed in a long black coat that is very tattered and is currently laying on top of Colin. Colin, as the figure is on top of you, you almost feel the last breath of this figure leave its body.
I take the figure by the shoulders and thrust it off of me and kind of like just sit back up on my knees, getting like right in front of Leonard, looking at this dying body in front of me. What the fuck is this?
Are you alright, Mr. Hughes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally fine.
I will do the basic first aid checks to see if man is alive.
Sure thing. The figure is a woman. As they've been rolled off now, you can kind of see their face. It is torn to shreds. Their clothes are also very, very torn. They're dead. You're surprised they even got this far.
Fucking hell happened to her?
This is another victim.
Another victim? You've seen another one like this already.
No, you were bringing one.
This isn't the one from me.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Really? This is normal.
Come on. Let me get her inside. I'll start pulling her. Close the door.
Sure. As you start to pull the body in, Leonard, you notice there is one part that's not tattered and kind of kept its, it's recognizable, and that is a Candela pin.
She's one of ours.
What?
A pin. Candela. We'll need to talk to Vespa.
What do we do with the body in the meantime?
I have some spare tables. We'll take her into the back room, and I'll stand up and lock the shop
Sure
and
thing.
closed sign.
I
And
see him limping, so I collect a little bit of myself and
Mhm.
pick up the body, not really liking the feel of the corpse in my arms.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that Leonard's limping.
Okay. So you take the body into the back, and this is where we're going to do a time skip to the following day. Leonard, you're about to get an autopsy report, which you can read. And then we're going to go to everyone else. And we're going to go to platform 13. So, this is now April the 2nd, 1953. The Circle of Sovereign Science have been called together once more. You meet back at King's Cross, platform 13. Vespa's running late, but there are newspapers on the table about the flood. One of them is circled. The flood opened up old sewers, and weirdly, there's about 30 bottles of sun lotion on the table as well. What's everyone to do?
We're not planning on going on holiday, are we? I know I'm new to this club, but I didn't realize that you also did holiday clubs as well during the summer. I mean, it is coming up to it, I guess, after all.
We don't.
I sure hope not, given, we got called out from being at the theater. Where is Vespa, anyway?
As you ask that, she bursts in the door from the top. Sorry. Only just got off the call with Candela. They're very concerned.
Well, I came as soon as I could. Ain't never gonna see the third act of The Merchant of Venice now.
So, yes, of course. Sorry. All a bit mad at the moment. So, Leonard, Colin, they called in a body last night. One of ours. Kathy Stewart. A circle of cobbles and ash. Sadly, that circle has been closed. There was an attack around the Thames. We've lost some very good members.
When was
Kind of
the
cr-
attack?
what-
Sorry.
Sometime last night.
Do we have any idea what kind of creature could have done that to her?
Well, our resident doctor has done a bit of an autopsy. Any ideas?
Seemingly, insects. It
Insects
was-
did that.
It's hard to say, but there were hundreds, thousands of tiny cuts all over her. Let me pull out the report.
On her skin? On the outside of her?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
For the purposes of everyone else, I am going to share. Oh, no, ignore that. That doesn't work.
I can share it if you wish.
Yeah, if you could shove it into the chat so everyone can. Because effectively, I'll be passing it around.
Put in the player chat one moment. So yes, supposedly, I've read your report, Leonard. Supposedly, Kathy was eaten alive by some kind of gnat.
Seemingly so. Where was this? The
On
Thames?
the Thames. There was a So I've been trying to get the information that the previous circle had. They were investigating since the Great Flood earlier in the year. It's opened up some ancient sewer lines, and yeah, they've been closed off for almost 100 years. And the Circle of Cobble and Ash went to investigate, and sadly that was their demise. I'm surprised Kathy actually made it to you.
Well, she died soon after. We didn't get a word out of her.
Nothing.
Well, I can understand why you want the sun cream, Neil.
Yeah, you
yes.
need both.
Mr. Hughes, you best start getting coated.
What?
He's saying you're the palest of us, darling.
Oh,
The sun cream does have protective qualities from whatever swarm or substance is gotten into Miss Stewart's body. If you have had contact, which you and I both have, it is recommended we apply some cream.
And you're all going to need it soon as well, because Candela wants you to go back. They want you to go back to the Thames, even though I told them it's obviously dangerous. But they want you to go there and find out what was missing. They were after an artifact of some kind. The only thing I got out of them is it's a silver skull. It's what they're looking for. And, yes, Cobbers and Ash were doing the research, and since then, the entire of the Thames and around that area is now covered in a fog. But that fog seems to be a lot of these gnat creatures.
Wait, so the general public is at risk of what happened to Kathy?
At the moment, the area's been cordoned off. People can't go near the water. But yes, essentially.
and they're just staying in that general location. They're not trying to spread out or anything.
Seems to be covering most of the Thames at the moment.
And if they worked at a central point, which they're all coming from or to?
That's what we're hoping you can investigate. But the fog happened last night. The gnats are what's on Kathy. They investigated the area. We assume it's connected.
Have we just, because I know cases happen not too often, have we worked with Walter since Walter's first case, or is this the second case that we've worked with Walter?
This will be the second case you've worked with Walter.
Okay. Has this got, I mean, when we were with Major Hessington last time, we had all those wonderful flies.
Yes.
Got some more bugs going on?
Seems to be that way. We've had an awful lot of incidents recently. Candela is getting more and more concerned. We've had more paranormal activity in the last 4 months than we've had in the last 4 years. It's been rather strange.
Well, if we want to get close to the water, I've got some experience with boats. Piloting boats. So I could always take a few of us closer. All of us closer, even if you wanted to see around the edge of these gnats.
Have they exited the sewer, Vespa?
Who? Well, Kathy did.
Flies.
The flies, we're not sure. We've not got anyone so close at the moment. Thanks to your findings, we know we can get near, but hoping your
If you
findings
were-
are correct.
Have you recovered the other members of the circle? You said that the circle had collapsed, but
Sadly
is
not.
Kathy the only one that came out?
Sadly not. Kathy's the only one that came out, and we haven't seen the others.
The flies in the theatre, were they luminescent?
Not that from the sample you got us, no.
Slightly different then.
Oh, hello, darling. When did you get here?
She's been here the whole time.
I was here before you.
I always forget to check the corners for the shadows with you.
Well, Lenny, if you saw the body, was there any particular part of the body that was maybe there was less of? Maybe these bugs like a certain quality of humans.
You get a dirty look when you call him Lenny.
No reaction. Apart from like expectedly like, yes.
There wasn't any attraction to any part. The wounds were all over their body, all over any exposed skin. Not sure if they were trying to get into anything or just wanted blood.
Oh, I see. Well, do we go on a boat ride and survey around the Thames?
We have to.
Did the other circle take a boat, or was this accessible by foot?
There is a location that they have. It's accessible via a ladder down by some docks. There is a area of the wall that's broken in thanks to the flood that led into the sewers.
No,
Vespa, do you have a map of all the new sewers that have been opened? How we could check those as well.
This was the one that Candela was most interested in. There will be others possibly nearby that you could check. I can give you the location.
That would be fantastic.
Evelyn's got a point. Have we got alternative ways of getting out? Or is it one way in, one way out?
Well, I think knowing if there's another route, that would be great in a pickle.
Honestly, we don't know. The Circle of Cobbles and Ash were there to investigate these sewers. The only information we have was due to records. They were closed off about 100 years ago due to an order by Queen Victoria when the sewers were first being built. These were built and then immediately closed off.
And they were looking for a silver skull, you said?
That's all I got out of Candela. They're quite close to the chest with artifacts, usually. Yes, that's something they were after.
And they don't have any other information other than it's just a silver skull, not what it could do, what it could mean, or anything like that.
Only that it's of great power. Apart
Do we
from
know
that.
what kind of power?
Do we ever know what kind of power with the stuff from other worlds? No, Candela are quite closed off about this whole thing.
Perfect.
Do we know why it was in the sewer? Like, why was that the location?
They thought that maybe the silver skull was buried there. Mainly because it was sealed off. it was sealed off by Queen Victoria. With Candela, assume Queen Victoria did it as some kind of tomb.
Could we get hold of anyone from the palace that maybe could get us some old blueprints or the plans of what they did?
We can definitely look at the Hall of Records. The palace may not hold anything, but I can put out some feelers.
I don't want to be going in if someone can come in right out behind us and seal us in.
That's a good point. We can have a look.
And should we expect anything else in there other than bleed gnats?
Honestly, don't know. They were just looking for an artifact. Obviously, keep yourself aware. These gnats are definitely a form of bleed, so there's probably other things too.
Do we have reports of any other attacks outside of just this circle?
Not of this caliber, no. There's been a few other circles dealing with a few strange things. There's been an odd case of boils breaking out in London, which has been investigated. Seems traces of bleed are there too.
As tight-lipped as always, Vespa.
Try
Barely
my
anything to
best.
go on.
I'm sorry. That's why I was taking so long on the call with them. I really didn't want to send you straight into this, considering they've just lost a circle to it.
Do we have
Is it
any...
just-
I was just going to ask if there's anything connecting the gnats to these boils cases.
No idea. There's just been a lot going on recently. Definitely something is happening, and it's been the last 4 months. The only big events that happened around the palace and such has been the king's death. They're looking into it.
Well, I will reach for a bottle of sun cream. We best lather up, everyone.
The widow's been lathering up the doll.
Colin just takes the bottle and looks at it and stuffs it into his coat.
Yep, time to apply good old sun cream. It seems it's not a holiday that will be going on.
Evelyn picks up a bottle and is daintily like dabbing it on, like she's applying her makeup.
So cute.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I would like to have a plan before we head down there. I may go to the Hall of Records, see if we can find some blueprints. Rather not going blind. We're already canaries as it is.
I agree.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so we can switch over to the Hall of Records. You go in. Is there anyone any of you would necessarily know in the Hall of Records? Evelyn, possibly?
I don't think so. I think she would probably know the system, though. Like, you know how every library has the system. I think she would know what all the coding means. So she would just probably dash straight in and kind of go straight to blueprints, buildings, and stuff like that, and just start rifling through the shelves herself.
Okay. So, going through... Actually, can you roll me a... Forget what everything is.
I was going to say that Cece is going to essentially take direction from Evelyn and help divide and conquer.
Sure.
So I will burn a drive to assist.
Okay. Can you roll
Unless
me?
you're
Survey?
Yeah.
surveyors. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what the things are. I haven't got my thing open.
Survey is search.
Survey?
Survey,
Search?
yeah. Search would be good.
Yeah, I've got 2 and 1's gilded.
Yep, I'll
Plus
give you
one.
I'll give you a drive.
That's one from Finn. These roll well. 2, 5, and a 6. The 6 is not on my gilded die.
Okay. So if you want to take the 6, you can. Otherwise, you can take the mixed success. It's up to you.
No, I'll take the 6.
Okay. So you find in the blueprints that there's not inherently much here. So you can see that you found the account of Queen Victoria's order in some of the sections of the sewer to be closed off, which confused the locals at the time because it was done under an urgent royal order as and when they were building. So these sections got closed off and then others were built around it. From what you can gather, they go quite deep. And they do intersect. There might be other areas, but they're not necessarily accessible. Depends what the floods may have broken into. You can tell by the map that you were given by Candela where the initial one is in, and yeah, it's not that detailed, sadly. You do find the accounts of more bricks and mortar being ordered when the site was closed off, so it was almost double barricaded. But the records of that also, a lot of it's been redacted. There are some things that were circled as well, but they have been redacted. If you keep digging, as you keep digging through the files, you find a number of dangerous redacted, and the reasons for it being sealed off. But one of the redacted notes is not completely scored through enough that you can kind of make out, as with your 6 and you hold it to the light, that one of the words is artifacts.
Ooh, darlings, I think I've found something. Not really many maps here, but there is mention of an artifact. And she passes the piece of paper to Cece.
Where did you there's so many things all circled on this. Which one was? Oh,
Holds out to the light and points at it so you
Oh.
can just see the typewriter print through the...
so that might be why Candela sent them in. But I don't see anything that says anything about a silver skull or anything.
Well, I don't think they're gonna have it plastered out what it is, are they?
It don't look like there's gonna be an easy way out.
And only one way in, it seems.
What if we what if we took some sledgehammer or anything? Is there like another wall or something we can go through? You can always make 2 doorways.
That we can do that, but we need to make sure we can do it quickly.
And not cause the sewers to cave in around us.
Yeah.
The walls are meant to hold back an entire river. They're not going to be broken by a sledgehammer from one of us.
But from 3 of us or 4 of us.
We might be able to get hold of something else. It will be a little bit more of a quick release, shall we say?
Dynamite.
I mean, you could just spell it out, but
So we could pretend to be people who are here to do construction. We're there to do construction on the sewers. Plug the hole, and instead of plugging the hole, we're making a new hole, which then we all go in. We can find out what Candela wants without taking the same route where something may not have happened.
I was thinking more if we need to get out in a pinch.
Oh. More dynamite.
More dynamite.
I feel it would behoove us to deal with these bugs, have something to handle them. We have our sun lotion, but that involves them getting onto us. I don't want them anywhere near me.
Fire.
Leonard, did they go through the clothing?
It shredded the clothing, if I recall.
Yes.
So clothing's no protection whatsoever. Unless you want to wear armor.
I don't know. I was more thinking of a sunscreen-soaked bee suit.
We could take in some meat.
Meat.
Yeah.
What would this meat do?
It would be like a canary, like Evelyn called us earlier. So that it's a decoy. Or it gives us time to light the dynamite.
Dynamite.
Crazy. All crazy.
But could work.
Which, can I work out from the map? So these circles and where the intersections and bits are.
Mm-hmm.
Can I work out what, if needs be later on, are good locations for us to maybe break
Roll
into
me
another
a
line?
focus.
Oh god, I'm not gonna focus. I will burn a drive, so I'm rolling 1 dice here.
Sure.
Oh, I rolled a mixed success. 5.
Okay. There are probably 4 locations that you could probably make your way backtrack to. And you think you remember them.
Can we do some research on this silver skull? Might it reveal some... I don't know. Could that be the artifact?
You can.
Maybe. And Evelyn will grab your hand and she will lead you to the section that is, I suppose, expeditions under Victoria.
Yes.
Sure.
I'm following behind because I'm curious.
Okay.
I want to have a survey.
Yeah. Roll me a survey.
Rumbles.
You alright, Leonard?
Double 2.
You got your cane out again.
I slipped
Can
coming
I-
out of the shop the other week. I'm fine. Just twisted my ankle a little.
Just let me know if you need a shoulder to lean on or something.
So, can I
Thank you,
use a
Shiv.
drive for the survey?
If you're helping, yes.
Yes, I will help. I have
Bam.
one per survey, by the way. I have a circle.
Okay. Okay. Became a 5.
5. Okay. So, with a 5, you go through a lot of books. Being the widow, you're looking for the one with the pictures. You're not doing a lot of the reading, although Evelyn is being like over your shoulder, like, this might have been something on that page. And yeah, there's a lot of just famous skulls, things like what Shakespeare had, and all sorts of things like that. But there's no real thing of a silver skull, not that actually is written here. But whilst going through this, Evelyn, you can't quite put your finger on it, but it seems to ring a bell.
Just because Colin was the one that aided, was like, what are we missing here? Something to do with treasure, and why do these Why are these bugs under? What are they under? Under the water? Why are they there? Did they want the skull?
As Mal's flicking through and it starts to jog my memory, I'll stop her every so often and like be like, oh, wait, go back. And hopefully try and jog my thought process a bit more.
Colin gets a little excited hearing Evelyn's exclamation. He like leans a little bit more over the girls to see like, what do they see? What do they see?
Can I roll to see if I get any more of a jog in my memory?
I would say not for this moment, no.
Okay.
Silver.
Gold.
Is it worth us seeing? Wait, was the name written on the? I think it was. Is it worth us checking out Kathy? Maybe I could have a look at her.
That's a thought, Leonard.
Should we all on the fourth Ferris by now?
She's gone.
Not gone, just very difficult to access. We have to go through Vespa.
What's the likelihood of her letting us see her?
Well, if it's in our
Interest of the
best
case.
interests, I don't see why not.
And if she still says no, we have other ways. Ways that we can make happen.
Other ways, Mr. Hughes?
Locked doors never kept me out.
They did before.
Not for long.
Yeah.
Well, we might have another couple of bodies to look at on site.
Yes, but we have to get to them first.
Well, we got the sun cream.
Well, fire worked last time. Can we not just burn the gnats again?
No, it's really not a good idea for us to be burning stuff when we're gonna be all enclosed in an enclosed space, and there's one way in, one way out.
I will say, Miss Schiffery, it is a very damp area. The effect of fire spreading may be significantly diminished. It would only be useful on the gnats themselves.
I knew I liked you for a reason, Lenny.
I wouldn't worry too much, Miss Schiffery. Perhaps some good old-fashioned bug spray wouldn't be a bad start.
Did we have that last time?
We did.
Hell
Do
yeah.
we still have some left?
We've found the theme. It's bug spray.
It's bug spray. It's got a boots.
Put more of my sleepy time water in it.
Yeah.
We also have the widow's plan of potentially luring them out with organic matter, meats. Could always see if we can lure some out of the tunnel, and then bug spray, fire, whatever you want, holy water, maybe even in my case, you know. We could use any of those 3 concoctions and see how far we can get it.
It's been a month. Have you got more of your water consecrated?
2 vials. 2 vials. Just in case.
You're always
Rolling in the
prepared,
holy
Major.
Flask of it.
Well, if we are dealing with bodies, I would be wanting to stop back by my shop. I need to collect a few things. Maybe I can get some bug spray on the way. Meet back at the Thames.
Do Do you need any assistance in collecting your things?
I wouldn't mind the company.
Especially with your lame leg.
It's not lame.
Be nice to him, Colin.
I am being nice. I'm offering to carry the heavy stuff.
Dutiful as always, Mr. Hughes.
I try.
Okay.
I will meet you all at the Thames too. I've got to run an errand as well.
I've got some thoughts of things that might be able to assist. I'll meet up with you later on as well.
Mr. Hessington?
Looks like it might be the widow and I off to the Thames then. Shall we take the boats?
Yeah. Well, let's swing by Boots first. I want to get some vinegar.
Okay, yeah, we can get some vinegar. We can get some vinegar.
Actually, a chip shop. No.
Is this a shopping episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all go on your respective errands. You go get your vinegar. You can pick up your bits from your funeral home. And you all meet up at the Thames. There we go.
Whereabouts in the Thames? Where did we say this is such a wide area?
So you'll
Where
meet.
where the sewer is.
You'll meet near the
Sewer.
sewer. Yes, yeah. Just all end up different areas.
I'm in the West End. Where are
Yeah.
you? Oh, well, we don't have cell phones.
Yeah.
Soho.
Yeah, we all have a wild one.
Now, Milky, exactly where on the Thames is this for us to be historically accurate?
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
have
Where
orders,
is this?
I
closed off
can't
the
give you
road.
those exactly, but the picture is a guide.
Is it where the O2 is now?
Probably. That's why they built that on top.
I like it.
It's actually a containment dome.
Yeah.
Let's go with embankment. That's closest to tube stop. That's closest to Thames.
Sure thing. So yes, you all meet up. I would assume that Walter and the widow are in a little rowing boat coming up
Yeah.
to the dock. You'll be happy to know that the sun cream seems to be working on you both. and
So
keeping-
literally, there's bugs everywhere already, or
like the picture, there's a
there's
lot.
The fog is bugs.
Hmm.
Okay. The sun cream got applied over the widow's clothes.
Sure thing.
Can we, Walter? I pull out
Yes.
like a just in case it's freaking related. I pull out a silver piece of jewelry. Can you hold this out and see if they're attracted to it?
And I take the silver piece of jewelry and sort of just hold it good arm's length away. You know, really stretching it out there, watching and waiting.
They seem to be somewhat interested. They kind of go at it and tap it and come back. But they're doing the same to the widow's clothing and to you, but they're just bouncing off. They're not kind of touching you.
So while holding it up, looking back across to the widow, what is? Why this jewelry?
Well, I don't know. The other circle were looking for something called a silver skull. Could it be the material?
And because of the silver, you think that they might be attracted. So I could try throwing this, maybe, if it's not of much value.
Yeah, I can get another.
Yeah, okay. Let me give this a good throw across into the Thames. See if it tracks any of them.
Make
Go
sure
for
it's clean first. It's got your sun cream on it. It's your hanky.
quick little buff.
Sit in your pocket.
You lost.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and give this a good throw into the Thames to see if it attracts any of the gnats across to it.
Roll me a survey roll as you throw it to see if you can keep an eye on it.
Okay, you got a survey of 1. Would this be an individual roll? So I do a roll and the widow do a roll?
No, it'd be just you. If the widow wants to help, she'd have to spend a drive.
I'll drive you.
Alrighty, I throw 2 dice. A 5 and a 3.
I'm taking a 5, I'm assuming?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you watch as the silver trinket goes into the water, and again, as it flies, the gnats seem to go for it, but then drop, and then they just don't seem to care as it hits the water.
They're going for it, even though it's not bloody.
Even though it's not organic matter.
It's shiny.
I'm not sure these are... They're not quite like magpies. Did you bring any meat
Magpies?
across with you?
Oh. Yeah, I would have wanted that as well. Stop by the butcher for a hunker.
Let me try giving this a good throw.
Not all of it.
Okay, so I'm going to tear a slither off and then offer it to the widow. Did you want to give
As
this...
you hold out the meat, gnats go mad for it and start eating away at it in front of you and tearing it apart.
I'm going to very quickly go...
Yeah, you would not even try and save it. Just
Nope.
manly.
I think they'd like organic matter more.
Okay. Make sure you lather yourself in more sun cream.
Yep. And you're going to pull out from this pocket
Mhm.
some leather gloves to put on. 2
Okay.
pairs of nice leather gloves.
Sure thing.
Well, I think there's another butcher on the way.
But at least now we know. We know.
What do we know? She's just kind of staring where everything's just been thrown. Granted, obviously she knows stuff, but she's like, oh. Actually, can I try one of my abilities, retcon, when Walter threw the silver trinket?
Sure. What do you want to do?
I'm going to try and use my bending spoons.
Okay.
And control an object, and just would have flicked it back after it got flicked away.
Okay.
So I just roll to see if anything else happens while I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't understand it. Actually, I might have to look into this.
What's it
It
say?
says on a mixed success, you may take a bleed mark to make it a full success, but I didn't get a mixed success. I got a 3. So maybe it can
So it's a
fail.
fail.
Okay, I tried to flick and nothing happened. You just saw Widow just doing something as you threw the trinket, and there's nothing happens.
And of course, you'd look across to the widow and just assume that that's normal widow behavior.
Yeah, cool. Alright, she'll kind of just sit for the rest of the boat ride, just probably thinking. She looks like she's thinking something, but just that.
Can I try to put us through it a little quicker? How close do you want to get to them? Do you want to go through them?
I think we're fine. Let's just go direct. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so we're going to continue sort of skirting just kind of around the edges of them as we wait for everyone else to turn up. Can I try a survey roll to see if we can see different entrances or different like a focus point where they might be coming out?
Sure thing. Go for it.
Okay, I have just one survey. A 4.
4. It looks as though it probably does reside mostly from the entrance. but you're not quite sure.
Dad, there's a mass of them about there, just in front of us, but... yeah, if we had binoculars... See, I've got all this kit with us, we got ropes with us, meat with us, binoculars. If we had binoculars... But, no.
Well, we're heading to the entrance, aren't we?
Yeah, I was just hoping, praying that we might just find somewhere quieter, less natty.
Oh, an alternative. Less natty. That's actually a new term that she's going to use. Less natty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'd say the others would have turned up as well. You would see them on the docks, turning up.
Oh, there we are. We can update them on what happened.
Oh, we had a lovely boat ride. It wasn't too windy. That's what she says.
Again, Walter's looking to the widow, and then updating the... Turns out that organic matter, fresh organic matter, is their particular favorite.
Oh yeah, that was mad. We had some meat. We need to get some more meat. We had some meat. They went wild for it.
Oh, goody.
Is that going to be a sensible idea for us to be carrying it inside then?
As long as we keep it enclosed and smothered in sun cream. They were fine before Walter waved it about.
Right, okay.
One thing is, if any of us get wounded or cut in some way, they might take a particular liking to us.
Bandages. Yeah, Colin, just like freaking.
We might want to glove up for this one, Colin.
Got any gloves?
You can take mine. And then takes off the good old leather gloves and hands them across to Colin.
That was a nice thing to do.
You want some
Thanks.
sun cream, Colin, as well?
I got some in my pocket. I guess I should put it on. Colin's just like a little freaked out now because he's like, I'm not happy to be here. I don't want to be here. This is really freaking me out. So he's just like lathering it really hard all over him and like especially on his injured hand.
While that's happening, so are there still bugs here or was it just on the water?
I would say you probably got up from the water, got up to where everyone is, which is up the ladder. So you're just above it, but you got to go down the ladder through the entrance, which is into the nets.
There's none here anymore.
At the moment, yeah, they're near, but not you.
So did we pick up bug spray and everything else we need? Did you get your vinegar?
Yeah. Maybe we don't need any more meat. But it's handy as a sacrifice.
I'm going to walk up to Colin and I will hand you a can of... How many did we say we have? Should we say we have 2? What's fair?
Sure. However many you want to mark off your sheet.
Well, like, we each get 3 bits of gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can mark 1.
Yep.
But it seems unfair for us to have 6.
No, that's fair.
Kind of thing. Because that takes up a lot. So should we say we have 2?
Sure, yeah. That sounds good.
Cool. I'll give 1 to Colin. I'll say...
Sorry, I was going to say you had me the can of bug spray. And what did you have something else you were going to add to that?
Yeah, I'll just say, you may want this, Mr. Hughes. I'll just put this into your hand.
And I'll give you this. And I hand him a stick of dynamite.
Oh my. This is not my realm of expertise, Mr. Hughes.
Only use it if you really feel like you need to.
How do I store? Is this safe?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
So when you light it, throw it. Not at us. But the thing you want to blow up.
all right. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Hughes.
Leaning over for a moment, Walter's just going to quickly add, and tell us where it gets thrown.
Yes,
The
you
other.
should definitely let us know where you're throwing it. And don't forget to light it when you throw it, before you throw it.
Got it.
It'd be very, very embarrassing to throw it and then it not do anything.
Very good. Thank you. I'll start to turn away and I'll turn back to Colin. I'll just say under my breath, do you have a lighter yourself?
Sure, mate. And I hand him like a little pocketbook of matches. I got extras all the time.
Thank you. I had a thought on the way. Aerosol can. Fire. Do what you want. Just mind mischief free.
They
So
might have
with
approached Cece just to go get some meat and bag. Don't think there'd have been anything special about that. Carry on.
So do we want to have 2 sticks of dynamite, or do we want to have just 1 stick of dynamite and Leonard has it?
You can mark off stuff without stating that you've got it now.
Yeah. You can
You
decide
just
to have it later.
go, oh, I had this because I went and got it earlier, and then you
Hmm.
mark it off. So
Okay. I just
you
didn't know
could
if anyone
reveal
else
later
wanted
on that
dynamite.
Colin had to take another piece of dynamite later on if necessary.
Got
As
a
long as you've got the
bag
slot
of
to
dynamite.
check it off.
I did like that idea of a big hammer, though, especially the fact that mortar and bricks and mortar were ordered. That does mean that there's going to be some fresh bricks somewhere. Should be maybe a bit obvious where that is, but I ain't carrying a hammer. That just would have maybe been worded during all our journeys.
I think since that interaction was going on with the dynamite and that, Cece's basically at the point where the entrance to the sewer is, and then is trying to go over in her head where the other exits might come out. If we went into that pipe over there, I kind of know where it is, then it's probably in that direction. Like, so I don't know whether we will come out of the ground, but it'll be, we could go over there, we could go over there, that kind of thing. Like, she's formulating how to get out once we get in.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Are you going to make your way in?
There's something Widow could do, and I'm so scared whether I should do it now or not.
You can do it if you want.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, maybe on
I
the
think
meat.
consensus is to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Maybe do it.
Just like loads of ethereal voices, just like, do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Wait, I had a quick sugars. Okay, that was it. No, I can't ask. Damn it. Part of what I need to do requires me to ask a question to the GM. I don't know what question to ask, so I'm gonna do it, but I'll probably do it later.
Okay.
I can do it later.
Sure
I just
thing.
need to think better. I'm glad it was a consensed. Do it. All right, I'll think better.
Okay.
Leonard looks at the entrance and like is adjusting his cuffs, and then he just turns around to everyone else. I will not be entering first.
Oh, don't worry, I'll go down. I'll take point. Leonard.
Very good.
Be careful, Cece.
As always, Evelyn. Major Hessington?
I'll follow in close behind.
Yeah, you stay back. Don't just rush in, alright? just cool your jets.
We'll
Yeah,
see
so-
if there's any bodies that appear and we need to pin them down.
Save your holy
don't-
water for when you need it.
Yeah, you don't need to try and arrest the gnats, all right? I know you wanted to arrest the
Mhm.
fly lady, and it was very effective. Like we did that, but we don't need to arrest the gnats. Not
Unless
yet,
there's a gnat
anyway.
lady.
I mean, maybe. All right. Let's go, everybody. Sissy will go down.
shucks. Should we have taken a camera? I've been thinking too much about the last
Again,
one.
you can still bring stuff.
Yeah,
if you've got
I
slots, you
know.
can have stuff on you if you
You're
need it.
right. We can just
Go on,
make out.
Evelyn. Show off your
I
prop.
was I was like, sure, little Evelyn has a little camera with her.
Oh, you're
Mm.
right.
That boy's not that little.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not tiny.
Oh my
That
god.
is tiny.
Look.
It's
It's average.
incredible.
It's average size.
You could also mark
Oh
off
wait,
hand
grab your
weapon.
tape measure, Mel.
Oh yeah. I can do that.
We need a tape measure.
She's got you.
Well, before you go in the sewer, I'm going to take a break. So we're going to be right back for 10 minutes. So everyone can get a drink and stuff. And then we'll make our way into the sewer. So with that, see everyone in 10 minutes.
We have to go
Okay,
back.
we're back. We are back. And we are about to enter the old Thames sewers. So, you enter the broken entrance into basically into these old sewers of the Thames. They're cold, dark, and damp. And I'll give you that you all brought a torch each. Because you'll find that even the torch's lights are quite dim here.
A torch? Do you mean a flashlight?
Yeah, flashlight, yeah.
The American.
So yes, you make your way into the sewer. It's a very long journey in, and the fog is thick here, but the sun lotion is doing its bit.
No shadow burning here.
Is the fog with the flies as well?
The fog is the flies, yes, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of them. It feels like they're very tiny, so it feels like a fog. You only kind of see them when they get close, but apart from the rest of it, it feels mostly like a fog. So, yeah, you're making your way through. Evelyn, you spot something in the corner of your eye. Something move.
She's just looking around like a bit startled.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
Miss Holloway?
Everything all right?
I thought I saw something.
Large?
What?
Small?
Where?
Human?
I said periphery.
You can
And
roll
I
a
suppose-
survey if you wish to have a look.
Yeah, right. Survey. 2 and a 3.
Yeah, whatever you saw, it's gone now.
I will probably still start to walk in the direction I saw it.
I'm gonna follow Evelyn and also look. And I also have. Can I also roll for survey?
Yes, you can.
I have. So I have a dot. So I just roll 3 basic ones.
If you have a dot, yeah, it's just 1 for the 1 dot.
Have you got a diamond or you've just got 1 dot in the circle?
It's just 1 dot in the circle.
So it's 1 dice, yeah.
Yeah. 1.
I got a 5.
5, okay. So you don't spot anything, but you and Evelyn run into the fog head of the group to try and search for whatever it was that was around. At this point, Colin, you lose sight of Evelyn, and the fog seems to engulf you. As the fog engulfs you, it starts off very white like a fog, and then it gets darker. Turns a very dark crimson. You're alone in this crimson, almost endlessness. And then the voices in your head begin to talk. It's time. Feed the hunger.
No. Not now.
You stand as you look around, kind of feeling your hands tremble. It's okay. We've got a gift for you. And a light, flicks on in front of you like a spotlight over a naked body chained. We got you a freebie. Kill it.
No.
Kill it, Colin.
Don't want to.
But you need to feed.
I don't want to feed. Colin reaches into his coat pocket and he slowly starts pulling out his long knife with shanking hands, and he's uncontrollably walking towards the dead body, or to the body.
So as you walk over to the body is faceless. It's just standing there, chained to essentially nothing, just in front of you. It's alive, but seems to be a gift from the voices.
So there's no face on it, and I don't recognize anything on it. There's no
No
identifiable
face.
anything.
In fact, you're not even sure if it's male or female. It's just a human body.
Colin continues like moving closer. The knife is getting up higher, getting ready to go towards the body, and he's trying with all his might to fight it. And he's trying really, really hard not to kill the body in front of him, because he's also aware like there's other people around. And
Roll
he doesn't want to
me
get caught.
a control.
Okay. Control, I have circled as well.
Yes, that's 1 dice.
Are we seeing anything?
No, not at the moment.
They've run off ahead of us.
I've got a 3.
You got a 3. Evelyn, can you roll me a move roll, please?
It. 4.
4. Colin, how do you attack this body?
I take my knife and I hold it like so, and I just stab it right into the neck
Mm-hmm.
where I know the jugular is.
Okay. You snap out of this room that you're in as you stab, because you hear a yelp of Evelyn as she just moves a moment out the way, but not enough. So where you're going for the jugular, you slice the side of her neck. Evelyn, I need you to take 3 bodies.
So Colin's now like back to sanity.
Colin, as
Ish.
you just snapped out of that, yes, for a moment.
All right, I see Evelyn and I see the blood, and I drop my knife immediately and fall back to the wall as fast as I can, and I'm like not able to take a breath. I'm just going into full-blown panic attack,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I'm just watching Evelyn.
Evelyn, how many body have you taken? Is it just the 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not out, but you're very close to being.
Evelyn would immediately, she's got a headscarf on,
Mhm.
she would have come in with it. She would immediately be wrapping her neck around to try and stop the bleeding, because obviously she knows she's in an area where she's going to get chomped.
Mhm.
So she's just frantically, she's not worried about what Colin's done, she's just wrapping this around her neck, and drops her bag on the floor and is grabbing out the sunscreen and layering the sunscreen on top of the neck scarf.
Can you roll me a control to how well you do this, please?
I have cool under pressure. Would that help me in any way? On a high stakes roll, you may spend cunning instead of the drive.
Yes,
actual
I would
force
say
of
this is high stakes right now. Yes.
So, what was it? Sorry.
Control.
1.
I have a drive. Can I give her a drive?
If you
I
go
don't
to
think
help
you'd
her,
be
yeah.
helping me. How would you help me right now? You
I don't
caused
know.
it.
Yell for Leonard. Like, he knows how to switch stuff, right?
You could yell for
Control Z,
Leonard.
Control Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You could yell for Leonard, but I would say you don't add to the roll, but you can definitely call Leonard.
All right, Colin, in like a very quick panic state, starts yelling for Leonard and for Holloway to, or not Holloway, for Hessington to get in here. That Evelyn has been injured and she needs help.
Thanks.
Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Leonard.
Where are they in relation to us?
Ahead of you, so you just hear down the essentially sewer way, basically Colin panicking and screaming for your help.
Okay, I will power walk.
Mm-hmm.
What? I said I would take point. Why is everyone just going past me?
Evelyn, what did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet because I'm not understanding my my perk.
Okay, so I
Spend
think
cunning.
you can spend
So
a
can I
cunning
pick-
drive, essentially, set
Oh,
on your
okay.
control.
So it's a drive
Instead
instead of.
of the drive of what you're
Yeah.
currently doing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I will do that then. So, control. Oh, please roll
If-
good.
If Leonard and Walter are moving away, I'm going to try and grab the widow's hand,
Oh, okay.
given everyone else is just basically powered past us. I just want to kind of grab the widow's hand and be like, stop daydreaming, let's go.
I got a 4.
4. You do your best to try and coax the bleeding. The cut is slightly too deep, and at this point, I would say the gnats start eating at your wound, and you take another body, and you are out for the moment.
Head down.
I'm assuming we heard the yelp as well. The
You
scream.
would have done, yes, and you're hearing Colin basically freak out. So yes.
Alright, Walter's charging on down, pistol drawn.
Okay.
What the hell happened? What happens here?
Leonard rounds the corner just as Evelyn drops,
Mm-hmm.
and he will immediately
Sure thing.
move to her side.
Where'd they go? Who did this to you?
Colin's just looking at Evelyn fall and is in like a catatonic, speechless state. It's like cold sweat is beating and like rolling off the oil from like the sun cream and stuff. And down adjacent to where Evelyn has fallen is Colin's knife with her blood on it. And his hands are just kind of shaking.
Did someone take this knife from you, Colin?
He just looks down and he's like, no.
Oh, did you slip?
No.
Did you stab Evelyn?
Colin like covers his face with his hands and he's like shaking profusely and he's like, fucking damn it, fucking damn it.
Miss Holloway? Miss Holloway? Okay. I'll pull out a handkerchief and I'll start moving away the headscarf that she's put around there just to get a look at the wound.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's quite deep.
We're also like
beginning.
surrounded by gnats right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gonna say when the widow catches up, she will yeet out some meat.
Mhm.
It's chunks now rather than one, and just yeet it away.
Okay. And what are you doing with the wound at the moment?
First, I will take some of the bug spray and just sort of spray it around in the air, just
Okay.
like a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
For a moment, I'll pull out my it's essentially a dissection kit,
Mm-hmm.
and it has needle and thread, has a scalpel, it has a small jar of a small vial of alcohol, and a roll of gauze, and I will begin cleaning, dressing, and then, well, first I'm going to try and stop the bleeding,
Staunch the bleed.
and then I will try ultimately get to the point where I try and stitch it up.
Can you roll me a control roll, please?
I would love
This would
to.
be high stakes.
Absolutely.
Can I give him a drive?
You're out at the moment.
You are dead.
Give him a drive to like save yourself.
Yeah.
I will burn a drive myself.
It doesn't make sense for Cece to do it. Because I'm going to Colin.
So you're what?
I said I'm going to Colin because you're freaking out, right?
Yeah, I in the back of my head I remember I have a can of bug spray and I give it to you and I'm like, go help him.
Widow could have also possibly helped with the drive, because she was meat
Alright.
eating. So if there is assistance for drivage, Widow could add a drive.
I will
useless.
take the bug spray and I will give it to the widow then.
Ah,
What'd you roll, Leonard?
Y'all don't need to. Double sixes.
Sixes.
So
Doubles.
it is ignoring
We've
all of you and is just
ignoring
definitely
any of our help.
Okay.
Crit
just
heal.
diligently
Emily!
working. He acknowledges nothing. He says nothing. He's just working intently.
You manage to
Job.
just like you're in your morgue, do your work, and you manage to stabilize Evelyn. Evelyn, at this point, you begin to start to come to. However, Leonard, just as you finish your last stroke with the needle and you snap off the thread of closing up the wound, the fog also gets thick around you. Doing this so diligently, you're feeling like you're in your morgue doing an autopsy. You're not really paying attention, but at this moment, you don't see Evelyn, but you see another body, all pinned open. Everything on show. You're kind of in that mode, so for some reason you kind of don't stop. You've finished with Evelyn, but now you're on to something else, poking through this body, trying to figure out what's wrong. And then your perspective shifts, and you see a figure over you. It's yourself. You're lying in your morgue, body open, being probed around. What'd you do?
So I'm laying down
You're laying
over
You're-
with myself over me.
Yes.
I'll try to look down at my open chest.
Mm-hmm.
Do things look normal, or is there paranormal?
Roll me a focus.
Five. Guild.
5. Things initially look normal, but then you seem to see yourself just start taking out organs, place them aside, and then the hands go into something dark, something black and ichor.
I will try and reach for it myself
Okay.
and try almost to try and partially to try and I'll try and catch the wrist of myself.
Okay. Sure thing. So your arms are very heavy, but you do manage to move. You then grab your own hand, and at this point, your back stood over the body as the body is grabbing your hand, and it screams at you.
Ugh.
And at that point, everything kind of goes back. Evelyn is back in front of you. With that 5, please take a brain.
Leonard is pale and sort of frozen.
As Widow might have been approaching and seen Lenny going a bit odd, in that moment when the meat got yeeted, did it distract whatever bugs away from Evelyn and such? Did it do that?
It seems to disrupt them, but doesn't seem to kill them.
With a tiny speck of the blood that she may put on her. What would you do? on her gloved finger,
Mm-hmm.
she wants to put her hand out and be prepared to get quickly nipped and be ready to wipe it away and sunscreen it.
Okay. As you put your finger out, the gnats do begin to bite at you.
Okay.
And I would say at this point as well, fog also surrounds you, Widow.
All right.
You then, as you're kind of watching these gnats hit your finger, you're kind of enjoying it. Kind of enjoying the sensation. And then you realize it's been a while since you felt pain. Real pain. And at this point, you look up, and there is like a wall of, again, some sort of black ichor in front of you. And there is a hand pushing against it, reaching out, and then a face. You recognize this face. It's of your late husband.
You're not meant to be here. I know you're not here.
The other hand reaches out, like he's trying to escape this wall.
Wait. Can you? No. No, I know you can't escape. No.
At this
Oh,
point, a little girl wanders from behind you and into front of you. She looks up at you, grinning, that evil grin. You have me now. You don't need him.
I want to do a read
Go for it.
on the girl,
Do a read.
interpret body language,
Sure thing.
spot lies, all that jazz.
Mhm.
I need to make sure one of these is gilded. No, I won't take the gilded. And it's a 4 for best.
She seems very just not right in any way. She's a little girl, but is she? And she smiles at you with that grin that just goes slightly too wide for her jaw. And she giggles. You play with me now. And the fog clears. Take a bleed.
Okay. And I let them in, which means I get to ask the GM a question.
Go for it.
Why are they here?
Why are who here?
The bug that bit me.
Something ancient. Something biblical.
And then I'll be probably equally freaking out next to Leonard. Just like, I'm assuming Leonard is crouched down, so Widow just crouches down.
Does Evelyn come round? Or is she out for a
Evelyn's
bit?
come round now because you've saved her.
I imagine that whole process probably would have taken a good 20-30 minutes to
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
stitch her up and all that, and stop the bleeding, stitch her up, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Cece is with Colin and basically trying to hold Colin's. Like, so Colin, you said you were putting your hands across your face and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like
And like
shaking.
Cece's like grabbing onto your hands and like trying to pull them down. It's like, Colin, you all right? Like, you in control?
Colin freaks out and
No.
breaks the hand contact. So he's like, "No, you need to stay away. You need to stay away from me."
No, you're all right, Colin. You're okay. You're with us, and you're okay.
I did it, Cece. I didn't mean to, but I did it. I didn't mean to.
I know, and I know it's been getting worse, right?
I killed her.
You haven't killed her. Look.
They're making
The doc, Colin, the doc is with her. All right, the doc is gonna help her. The doc has helped us all. Okay. Now there's something going on down here, and it's just got in your head. Now you just need to blow it out. Just clear it out, and just get back in control. Okay. Think about your purpose. What we need you here for. Okay.
Cece.
Okay.
As you're saying about your purpose and what you're here for, a fog surrounds you too. This fog, however, is flames. There are flames all around you. As you repeat the words, "That's what we're here for." And even with the echoes of Colin saying, "It was me, I did it," you remember
It was me. I did it.
Yes.
I did all of it.
You hear the screams of your comrades. "Help, Cece, help!" A few voices you recognize from your platoon as everything is going up in flames.
I had to do it. We had to do this. All right. We needed. It was the only way, and I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry, but I'll be with you. Once it's done, I'll be with you.
Flames are getting worse and around you. You gotta get out. You gotta get out now. You gotta leave them behind.
So, Cece wasn't intending to leave when this situation happened. She got pulled out.
Okay. Then I guess I'm trying to think what to roll a control roll. Oh, go on. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna ask, can Colin like kind of smack Cece's face and be like, "Come on, snap out of it."
Yes, let's do that instead. If you roll me a strike roll.
All right, I have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Double 6s.
Nice. You manage to, rather than snapping him, I would say you grab Cece.
Yeah, so Cece was holding my hands trying to console me, and then she kind of shifts into her panic.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin sees this, grabs her wrists together to keep her from flailing, and strikes her across the cheek, and then holds her in place, trying to get her to snap out of it.
At this point, Cece, can you roll me a move roll to see if you're being pulled really hard? Can you see if you want to stay? Or whether you go with
what?
it. So your move is to dodge, essentially, this grab. But it's going to be, you're going to have to get the same.
I want to fail.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm not spending any drives then. I rolled a 1 and a 3!
Hey! Okay. So you manage to be pulled out. Which, in turn, does give you a brain.
The slap, I will basically get the slap, realise that where Colin was monologuing, I went into CC, and there's just like, see, we're there for each other, right?
We need to
And-
get out. We need to get out of here.
It's gonna be this artifact that's causing this. We need to get the nets out of here.
We don't know how to get the gnats out of here. Everyone's already is starting to get affected. We need to get out of here.
I'll look at the rest of the party, and is everyone except Walter looking shell shocked?
Yeah.
I would say at this point, Walter, you are
Okay.
also getting a fog around you.
Ah, shit, not again.
Yeah, it's like we look
Yeah.
and we say, "Wait, Walter's not affected," and then bam.
Bum, bum, bum.
Looking off into the distance,
Yeah.
trying to find an exit.
We're just like looking at Walter, and Walter locks eyes with CC and me, and we're like, "Oh no."
So, Walter, you are on the battlefield. You're reliving the nightmare once more. You see the person on the hill. You reach them just as you did before. But rather than the skull this time when the person turns around, it's Walter Heselton Sr.
Dad?
Get away from you, child, you big thing.
What are you doing here, Dad?
Doing what you couldn't. Winning the war.
I assume Walter looks down. He's in still military uniform.
Yes.
Dad, you're supposed to be in hospital.
Well, of course I did. But you out here, making all your comrades die, I had to come in and do it for you.
Not all of them have died. Look, you can see it. It's not like it was with World War One. You can. It wasn't like the Great Wars. Nothing like that. It's worse this time.
You're pathetic. You couldn't even save yourself, even now.
Walter's going to sort of like glance behind him just to see if there's any sort of like artillery or airplane fire, and sort of try and grab his dad again. Dad, yeah, get down, get down.
Sure. Roll me a survey roll.
Nice. Got a good old 1. A 2.
A 2.
Got a 2 on it.
You try to get your father out of line of fire, but in fact as you move him, a bullet strikes him.
Dad! And very quickly looking around his equipment, and he's not a medic. He just puts both hands onto where the bullet wound hits and sort of just applying pressure onto it, while again looking around the battlefield.
Your father's just like looking up at you going, see, you couldn't even save your old man.
Dad, just hold on, just look at me. Don't you remember? We're gonna be back for Christmas. We'll be over to see you for Christmas.
He looks at you and be like, you disappoint me, child. I've never been proud of you. And the fog clears. Please take 2 brain.
May I?
Mm-hmm.
So I have adrenaline rush, which for each mark you take, I can immediately refresh a drive point.
Sure.
So I'd like to refresh 2
drive.
nerve.
Yeah.
And then I have compartmentalism.
Mhm.
You've trained to detach yourself from the horrors of violence. I'm assuming this counts as a horrors of violence.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
Okay. I may burn 1 nerve resistance.
Mm-hmm.
To burn it, I soak a brain mark.
Okay, so you take 1 brain.
I take 1 brain, I lose 1 resistance. I don't know what the resistance does, so that's not a problem to me.
Nice.
So-
You would only gain 1 drive back because you're soaking the brain mark.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I'd only get the 1.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If you're soaking 1 brain, you wouldn't be affected by it, so you can't.
Yeah.
soak them
I
both
wasn't sure if
together.
it meant that I was getting both, and then I was taking 1 away in like the order of actions.
No, so you either take 2 marks and then you can't soak them, or you soak 1 and then you're only taking 1 mark.
I'll do the take 1, soak 1.
Okay,
Take 1, soak 1,
cool.
pass it on.
And okay, I don't know if I got any marks when I stabbed Evelyn.
No.
Oh,
I just
sorry.
took them all.
Sorry, no, you would have taken, because you rolled
A 3.
3, yeah, so it'd be 2 brain.
Brilliant.
Evelyn, you come round and you see Leonard over you, but he is just staring into the middle distance and is sheet white.
Just be like, I don't know. Would I be able to speak?
It's your jugular.
Yeah, I think you
I
missed,
missed
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I'm assuming it was just like on the side of your neck.
Yes, that's
Okay.
where it would be, because she moved at the last minute.
Moved.
Yeah.
Okay. See, you're good. It's
Good,
fine.
good.
Everything's fine.
Fine, of course I'm fine. If you're like, Leonard, and she would like start like tapping him on the side of the face, like Leonard, darling, Leonard, darling.
Oh, Miss Holloway. Sorry.
She kind of touches her neck. She's like, I assume this is your handiwork.
Yes, do be careful. It's fresh.
Oh, wow, I'll be careful. And she looks around, to see what's going on, and she'll see Colin's knife on the floor, and you will see a kind of dawning realization come across her face, and she's just then staring off at Colin, from where she's led on the floor.
And Colin and Cece are still just watching Walter and his reaction as we're watching him deal with whatever he's going through.
Leonard will follow Evelyn's gaze as well, and both of them will be staring at Colin.
Evelyn, just to make note, because you've now taken a scar, you can erase all your points in body, so you get to fill them up again.
Including the one that tipped me over. Do I need to put that back
No,
in,
so you get 3,
Any
the full
over
picture
4.
over, yeah, and then so you're blank on body,
Hey.
and what you need to do with your scar is you need to remove a point in, what was it I got you to roll? I can't remember now. Probably move.
I think it's from anyone.
It is from
Move
anyone.
any.
It is from anyone, yeah. So you can move one from any. It just normally makes sense to take the one that you took the damage from. But you can you basically move a dot from one to something else
Okey-doke.
that you think would make sense for your character based on what's happened to you.
I know you said take it from move, but I don't think she would necessarily.
So this is where you can take it from any, because you could put one into move because you're now more cautious and you want to get away from like Colin.
Yeah, it makes
So
sense.
you take something from your thinking or surveying maybe, because you're like, I'm not going to pay attention to stuff now. I'm just going to get away from danger.
Well, I'd probably take it from read, because she can always read people's like body language and cues.
Yeah.
And obviously she completely missed the mark with Colin, so I'm gonna take one from read and move it to move.
Okay, sounds good.
With people being affected, because Colin and Cece watched Walter being affected, so obviously we saw the aftermath and we didn't really see the widow or Leonard. But with with Walter being affected, did we see that when that fog kind of came in, was it the gnats swarmed?
Yes, the gnats
and so we
swarmed.
physically saw the gnats appearing and going near.
So the gnats that are around, yes, you physically saw them start almost spinning around.
Okay, without any blood or anything or any meat or
no,
anything.
they're just spinning around, yeah.
And we've seen them move away from stuff with the sun cream on, right? Cece will take out the sun cream bottle that she picked up from and will be like just reapplying it and be like, I don't think the SPF factor on this is strong enough. Maybe we need to re-up it a couple more times. And we'll just start covering herself, and then we'll attempt to cover Colin with some stuff as well, if he will allow it.
Yeah, he just grabs the bottle that he also has in his coat, and he's like kind of staring off into space, trying to make sense of stuff, but he's like reapplying it, especially to his injured hand.
All right. I will move around the group and utilize sun cream to try and assist where possible to try and keep these flies, the gnats, away from people.
I go over to Walter to help him apply the sun cream because he's still kind of like dealing with what he just went through.
Mm-hmm.
Evelyn, as you're still staring off at what's going on, you probably all notice the gnats also go around Evelyn now.
Nope.
Nope.
Sun cream.
Yeah.
Colin
Evelyn,
notices out of the corner of his eye and says, Cece, Evelyn, now!
Go, go, go!
for the moment, whilst this begins, after everything that's just happened to you, your thoughts of, as you said, you don't feel like you read that right. You've been seeing things since that first thing in the corner of your eye. You're seeing things again. Your heart is racing, not just from the cut on your neck, but you're starting to mistrust your senses. It's like what is going on around you is giving you like a brain fog.
I think Evelyn would be in this moment. She's thinking through everything that she thinks she knows. She's been so diligent on who she thinks these people are, and she, in her own time, has been looking into this person who keeps killing people, and so say is a hitman or woman, and it's suddenly dawning on her that somebody who is very close to her is actually the person she's been investigating this whole time, and she's second guessing all of her judgments in the past few years, and she's doubting the validity of her conviction about things and who she surrounds herself with.
You again, in this moment, think you see something in the corner of your eye.
She would turn that direction, but she won't move.
Okay. Roll me a survey roll, please.
Well, okay.
Uh, 5 on a gilded die.
Nice. Is everyone trying to help with the gnats at the moment?
So, because this was happening, like,
Mhm.
Cece is going to be running to Evelyn to
Okay.
try and, like, we've done the general get the
Mhm.
sun cream on, everyone help, but because Evelyn is being directly affected now,
Yeah.
Cece is going to run over there and be like, let's get this on her. So, I mean, I can assist on that roll, or do you want me to roll?
I would say assist on that roll, so you can roll another dice.
I will burn a drive as Cece tries to cover Evelyn in sun cream.
Yeah. Evelyn, you can draw another dice, see if you get 6.
Please be nice. No, another 5.
Okay, so you can take the gilded. CC manages to get over to you and assuming you're just squirting sun cream at her at this point.
Wherever the gnats are mainly
Yeah.
focusing, like, I'm assuming head.
They're just swirling like almost around the body, a bit like a sandstorm
I
around.
guess maybe then Cece, because Cece's covered her hands in sun cream,
Mm-hmm.
and then is probably just waving her hands
Okay.
to try and disperse the cloud almost.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she'll be assisting. Or
Okay.
maybe waving one hand and like squirting some cream on and rubbing it in, maybe.
Give me a
So-
hug. You're covered in cream. Give me a hug. I need a hug.
Okay. You
What
get a
about
hug.
the-
Oh, go on.
I'm sorry. What about the bug spray
Jump on
that
the
the widow
bridge.
had?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we passed the bug spray to the widow.
Yeah, I probably have that. I might be distracted at the moment.
Yeah, I was wondering like if you still had it in your hand or if you dropped it and maybe it's like Cece runs by it or something.
I'll give Evelyn a hug.
Okay, give it. She needs a hug.
She's
She's had a day.
a rough day.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So with that, you get this hug from CC, and that brain fog seems to clear. You do still take one brain from your realization, but your head is a bit more clear now.
Evelyn, honey, Evelyn, you with me? Come on.
Yes. Yes. I am here. I'm here. Yes.
Right. I think we need more cream. We need to. Someone had some bug spray or something.
Yes, that was me. There we go. Evelyn, is it worth getting your perspective on this, or is it as it seems? Referring to Colin.
She's just dumbfounded. Like when it comes to Colin, if you ask her about Colin, she'll just be.
As it seems, then.
How are you doing, Walter? Can
Coming
you
back
stand?
to-
Can you stand?
Coming back to having experienced that flashback, his face is a little pale, a little white. It's got the face cream, sort of the sunscreen, sort of wiping it across his brow, back over his face, and he's just trying to look around the area, see, assess, are there any exits around here, or is this straight just a normal tunnel?
At the moment, it's a normal tunnel, but you've probably managed to make your way down it enough with all the commotion that I would say you probably notice a split up ahead.
Looking back to the rest of the group, I'm assuming Evelyn's well enough to sort of walk unaided, or has stolen Leonard's cane, or
I think she'll be walking.
Seems we have a fork in the road, friends. We have a widow.
Mm.
Can you smell the way?
Well, obviously.
Could you please smell the way?
The way to what?
To the skull. If we're here to get the skull and to get out, we have a fork in the road. We can either split and half our numbers, or we might be able to tell where's a more likely stronger presence coming from.
Oh. Okay. Alright, so what does resistance mean again?
Resistance is if you're taking, I think it's damage in that.
I
Yeah.
know if you fail a roll, you can burn a resistance.
Yes, that's it. To actually re-roll, yeah.
Re-roll
I can burn
the
reroll.
exactly the dice amount, not drives or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, bro. Alright, I'm gonna do.
Be a sense roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my schnoz out. I'm gonna do a drivel as well. And I'm gonna try and get a good sense for each direction. Which am I drawn towards that silver skull?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. How do we get resistance back? Is that like an end of thingamabobby thing?
You get that back
so-
if you do the
Yeah.
what
Is it?
what's this refresh? That's the one.
I do have a 6 on a non-gilded dice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sorry, I'm just going to stick with that because I still got some drives. So
Okay.
let's just go with
Sure
a
thing.
6 on which direction may lead us
You
to.
have like a ping
Mm.
in the left direction of the split.
So Walter's going to look across the widow's face, having directed and seen her sniff the air. What? You've got a face of someone who has an idea.
It's not my idea. It's this little one. Definitely this way. To the left.
I would say, just for add creepiness, when you did your sense roll, the doll just, her arm came up and pointed.
Yeah.
It's that way.
Sometimes I regret these choices.
You know me so well already, Walter. I never... You're so clever already.
Friends, dear group, I think we should probably go left and trust the sense of direction that the widow has.
While this is all going on, Colin's just like quietly walking over to where he tossed his knife and picks it up, cleans it off his sleeve, and tucks it back in his coat.
And Leonard turns to everyone and go, "Are you okay to continue? If you wish to leave, we can."
No, let's see this through. She walks towards the widow.
Widow has a little concoction that she also has alongside the sun cream, which she mixed the vinegar with some essential oils and like cedar oils and all sorts of stuff, which may be a natural gnat repellent, maybe not supernatural. Who knows? Maybe an extra flavour is in there. But she'll be, if willing, she'll give that a spritz on people's clothes, knowing that probably no one else applied the sun cream maybe to their clothes, just to their skin. So, if willing, she'll give everyone a little extra spritz of, like, it doesn't smell too bad. It's just lavender and it smells
Vinegar.
like trees and vinegar. A little hint of vinegar. And she'll be like, this might help extra. We all managed to snap out of this ourselves.
And for those that might be a little bit more devout, I have holy
God.
water.
Wait, holy! Oh, I managed to. Well, details don't matter. They're after something ancient, something biblical.
Is
So-
this damn holy water actually going to be useful?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, maybe be careful of that. They might want it. They want something ancient and biblical. It might be what we're after as well. But why would they come after us for it?
A
What were the,
trade may be possible.
what were the, what were the plagues in the Bible? There was
Locusts.
frogs. There was the river of blood. There was locusts.
Locust that consumes the crops of Egypt.
We're not in Egypt.
Nor are they locusts.
But maybe, I mean, the Bible was written down by other people, right? It's not necessarily factual.
It
So
was the
maybe
eighth plague. The eighth plague. And Moses warns the Pharaoh that God would send so many locusts down that it would cover every tree and living organism in the area and eat until they could eat no more.
Wait, what did Vespa? Vespa
Ooh.
said boils. What?
Yeah.
That's in there as well, right? She said they were looking into boils. It's the 10 plagues then.
Boils the
Well, it could be.
6th day when Moses warns the Pharaoh of what would happen.
If
It was the
this is
sixth day
locusts,
that would bring boils to every firstborn son.
all right. Well, the Major knows the Bible, so what are the next two plagues? Because if this is happening and they were investigating boils and now it's flies, which is locusts, then what is the next two? Because the next two is what is coming up next.
But
How long ago did Vespa say the boils was happening? Was that a couple of days ago or something?
Probably last
I
month
think
or
the
so.
total was 4
Last
months in
month.
total.
It's 4 months these
Alright.
sort of things have been happening.
Okay. Alright, so they may be the next ones coming up, but they're not going to help us now.
Right.
Alright. Well, I mean, that's something. Maybe
Well,
that
what-
might help Vespa.
What combats the 10 horrible things you just said? What's the opposite? It's what they want. They want the something ancient or biblical. Do they want to? Surely
Free
they
the
don't.
Israelites.
Free the Israel. Frida.
Maybe this artifact that they're after, that's what is attracting them. Or something is attracting them. And that is, we need to deal with it to stop this plague. And that's what they're after. Something ancient and biblical.
Okay.
And in London.
In a sewer. She's not actually got any ideas. She's just adding to it.
And added and hidden away. Walter's going in on this. These are ideas. This is coming out of Walter's brain. With Queen Victoria hid it, entombed even.
Oh,
What do you think, like ancient Egyptian entombs? They
Ancient
released something
Egyptian.
like a plague and then wait, when
A
did they
mummy?
crack open? Have they cracked open any pyramids or anything?
Are we bloody going to
right.
see a damn mummy?
I mean, a silver skull might have been wrapped up in bandages. I mean, is that a typical burial method, Leonard? I mean, I don't know if you know historical things or you're just the modern day kind of funeral guy.
Not in merry old England. Certainly in some cultures.
Cece's gonna slap on more sun cream. Pass one of the bottles around. Alright, but you said to the left is where this is coming from?
To the left.
oh yeah. Yeah, let's go this way. Together. Maybe Cece go ahead of Evelyn. Just because Evelyn, I think, was the first to say that they were heading this way.
I was heading towards you.
Okay, that's fine then. Well, if you were here while they were chatting, the widow would have turned to Evelyn and be like, I hope you're okay, but I'm now kind of more concerned about Walter. He won't stop. I seem to have pressed a button. He's just chatting loads about Bibles.
The religious always do, darling. Just ignore him.
9 is darkness. 10 is death.
Alright, Major?
Yes,
Why don't you-
sorry.
Why don't you take point? You take point. I'm gonna go with the back. I'll stick with Evelyn.
So long as
Call-
it goes forwards 1.
Yeah, alright. Colin, you stick with the Major, alright?
Oh, goody.
Don't worry.
I mean,
If it's going up, we've got darkness to come. If we're going backwards, we've got hail.
Is there anything for hallucinations? Oh,
No.
maybe they have slightly different plagueies. Maybe it's a different flavor.
Maybe.
Right.
Colin kind of turns his head a little bit to Evelyn and is like, I'm sorry. about that before. Yeah.
She's so angry with you that she's just not going to respond. She's just going to walk on.
And he just like scratches the back of his head. He's like, yeah.
Okay. You heading down left?
Yeah, so Cece's going to be basically between, like, is trying to split up Evelyn and Colin, and is going to be in front of Evelyn, just kind of sticking close by.
And we're heading down armed.
Okay.
Guess
Yeah.
Walter's my new best friend.
Right. So you make your way down the left passage and eventually come across an opening where there seems to be a bit of light.
Down, everyone. Colin, down. And then, Walter's making like military hand gestures here in the hope that common criminal Colin might understand.
So you just like, how about you just like grab the collar of my shirt and just yank me down?
Still not
Not
seeing
working.
pulling.
Fucking hell, man.
Did you not let? It doesn't matter. There's light. There's light ahead of us.
Okay.
Why would there be light in the sewer?
Because there's holes. And light goes through holes.
Can we? At this point, Walter's going to try and listen on in and encourage Colin to see if we can sense anything up ahead.
Roll me a sense roll.
I have a 0 in that, so I'm going to take 2 and take the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
I have a drive. So can I give him I have,
Yeah,
I
you
have
can.
3 drives. I give you a drive.
So you can
Okay,
roll one
thank you.
dice, yeah.
What if I told you it was double 6? It's a 3 now.
Oh no.
You don't notice anything. You just know there's a light there. It's kind of flickering.
Colin, there's got to be something ahead here, Colin. There has to be. Why would there be a flickering light on in the middle of an abandoned subway? It's an abandoned sewer system with creepy flies everywhere.
All right, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Colin sneaks forward, tells him to stay behind. And he'll just sneak forward, get a little peek, because I have Born in the Shadows.
Sure thing.
And I also have Hide. I've got 2 and a diamond.
So you're going in or are you just looking?
I'm going in to
Okay.
get an idea of what these lights are, and then I was gonna report back.
Sure thing. So bear in mind there is a slippery slope into this room.
Okay. Then
In you go, mate.
wait, what? Well, how about I give you a signal in case I can't get back up?
Give him a
What's
push.
something that you do in the military to let each other know when you can't talk?
You make hand gestures.
What hand gesture then? What if you can't see me?
Whistle twice. Whistle twice if I should shoot. Whistle once if I shouldn't shoot.
Walter, I don't take pride in this. But how do you whistle?
Clap your hands. Clap your hands twice. If you need me to shoot something, clap your hands once. If it's safe to come with you, and I will yell to the rest.
And how do I know you're not going to shoot me if you can't see me?
Clap and then hit the ground.
Hit the ground with what?
Face first, just go face first into it. Look, Colin. At this point, Walter's applying a little bit of boot pressure to Colin by the slidey slope.
All right. Fucking soldier. So Colin at this point starts sinking down into the darkness to get a good look at what these little lights are. He's very, very quiet. No one can hear a damn thing about him.
Yeah, I would say with your skill, you just slide very gracefully down into the room and then manage to push yourself against the wall. And you notice
Ballerina's a shame.
there is a generator in this room that's rumbling in the corner, and there are some electric lights set up. The room itself seems to have the fog, but more centered to the middle and then going up the path you just came. And around the walls there seems to be a lot of drawings. Drawings of people in white robes with red crosses, worshipping some kind of skull.
What? Okay, so like the image of the skull on the drawings,
Mm-hmm.
is the skull on a body? Is the skull just kind of like this skull shape floating in midair?
Float in midair with almost rays around it. And they're kind of looking up to it as if they're worshipping it.
Do I
Wait,
sense
is-
any people?
Roll me a sense roll.
So, sorry, is the image of a skull on like a banner or something, or it's a skull
It's
floating in midair?
painted on the wall, and it's
Painted on the walls, right?
and it's imagine it like a religious painting where the skull's in the middle with a big ring of
Yeah,
yellow around it,
rays.
rays, and there's people in white robes with red crosses kind of like worshipping it.
So I have nothing in sense.
Okay, so you roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
A 1.
Okay. You can't. You're too busy looking at these pictures that you can't sense if there's anyone else here.
Okay, so I'm just absentmindedly thinking, I don't sense anyone here, but I'm still looking at these pictures and stuff. So all of a sudden I realize, wait a minute, which one was it to get Walter down here? Was it 2 claps or 1? And I'm like trying to figure out, and I was like, I think it was 2. So I clap my hand twice.
Alrighty. Up at the top of the stairs then, Walter's going to hear the 2 claps and sort of peer around the corner. A little bit further, I guess he can see down into the room at all?
You can see down. It's a bit murky with the fog,
Fog.
but you don't see
Alrighty.
anything particularly there.
So he's going to pause for a second just to really focus in on, good old military training, pulling up the his pistol,
Mhm.
informing the rest of the group. I'm assuming the rest of the group are quite close.
At this point, I would say, yeah.
Colin's
Colin's
gone
like-
on ahead. Colin's gone ahead.
What?
Down the chute, and there's someone there. And at this point, Walter's going to take a shot down into the room.
Roll me a strike roll.
Alrighty,
Right,
that's a
it'll be
guild.
control.
Oh,
for
control.
shooting.
Yes, sorry. Yep, you're right. Control.
That is a gilded, so that's 2 dice, 1 gilded.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 dice, 1 of them is gilded.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Come on, gilded. I will take the gilded dice of 5.
Okay. You shoot into the room, and I would say, because it's a mixed success, you hit basically what's on the floor is part of some kind of cup, and it smashes a bit further because it's already broken where it's fallen off, and the mist seems to get thicker.
Colin, is everything okay down there?
So he shot into the room that I'm in.
Yes.
Colin's
You're
just like-
pinned against the wall, but a shot's just gone by you.
I start cussing. I'm like, damn it, I thought the only net for brains we were dealing with were the stupid bugs, you idiot!
You clapped twice.
Well, yeah, that means for you to come down. There's no one here.
The clap twice was open fire. Open fire is two
Well, that's
words.
stupid. That takes more time to clap your hands twice versus once. That makes more sense. Like, hey, there's someone here. Hurry now, instantaneous. 2? The hell?
One was come. Come is one.
Leonard,
this
Leonard,
point.
Leonard, you're on mute, but let's get down there.
I come up behind Mr. Hessington and just go, "Why are we shooting bullets?"
There's somebody down there with Colin.
There's no one down here with me.
Mr. Hessington.
Are we all right to come down, Colin?
As long as you don't have that nitwit with a gun coming down first.
Someone asking me.
Leonard,
Can I do a survey just to see if I can see the thickening
Yeah,
of
sure.
the who's and what's it? All right, 6 on a unfortunately non-gilded one. If I see the thickening, I want to yeet some meat.
It's thickening. You can eat some meat. It seems to be a bit more aggressive at the moment, as it eats away at the meat very quickly.
Where was that? Was that down? Was that the meat thrown?
She threw
down?
it down in towards where it was thickening, which was near the pedestal in the middle of the room.
So, is it close to me?
Yes.
Well, that was plain nasty.
Mr. Hughes, fire!
Fire?
Your can.
Oh
Matches.
yes.
I don't have the can anymore. I gave it to Cece.
the major
Oh,
already
yeah.
fired.
I'll throw mine down. It will skitter down the ramp.
All right, so I grab the can of bug spray and I pull out one of my little matchbox books, and I flick a match and just start spraying the fog. With
Okay.
I
the
pull
flaming bug
CC
spray.
back and just turn her away for the moment, and then just keep watching.
Roll me a control, please.
Me?
Yes. Yes.
All right, I got a pretty little dot there. 2.
2. You spray the fire at the fog, and it doesn't appear to do anything to the gnats. In fact, they seem to rise up over the fire and come towards you. And
Well, that's not great.
with your 2,
But they can't see me because born in the shadows.
You've kind
I'm
of
a
made
shadow.
yourself known with
Light
fire,
yourself up with fire.
I'm in the shadows with this flamethrower in front of me.
and they swarm into you. They're not biting you, but there's enough force there that you take a body as they kind of just slice at you.
I have death defying also.
Mm-hmm.
Once per assignment, when you should take one or more marks from an enemy, you instead escape unscratched.
Yeah, you can do that then.
So
you can just like
I-
move out the way.
I'm just very comically screaming as I'm like running up this chute again, managing to figuring it out somehow, and I pop out in front of everyone,
Mhm.
just like heaving my chest, being like, "That was not a good idea."
Did you see anything?
I saw a lot of things.
Shall we back up a bit? Give us a debrief.
Sure. First off, there's some really angry gnats down there, and our original plan not gonna work on them. Second, there's a bunch of really freaky, I guess, cult drawings that I saw skulls and people worshiping the skull picture in there. And I just give like a description of like what I did see
Mhm.
in the room and the drawings and stuff.
The other bit I'd say you did notice as well was when the shot happened, you saw it hit the cup. And
Oh, yeah,
shattering
and then
greatly.
the- Yeah, and then the fog appeared.
Mhm.
You didn't like the cup being shot.
What color was the cup? Did I notice that?
It was. I'm trying to think. What's the orangey pop color that you normally get? It was like a
Terracotta.
terracotta. That's the word. Thank you.
All right, so it was a terracotta cup. Didn't look that special, but yeah.
So maybe if we got the cup into a containment vial? Or something larger than a vial, maybe?
Well, we still have to deal with these flies once again.
But when we dealt with the lady last time, all the flies just went.
I suggest we send Walter down with his bloody holy water and see how it does for him.
Maybe holy water and I borrow someone's coat or sheet to try and capture them? Trap them?
You want to jump on them again last time after you survived jumping on a big curtain?
It worked last time?
You know what, Walter? I'll tell you what. You can borrow my coat to do this little experiment, but in exchange, I want an apology for you shooting at me.
Look, I'm sorry that we had a miscommunication there, Colin. I apologize. There was 2 claps. I panicked. I apologize again that I shot, but I didn't shoot at you.
Felt
I
very much aimed at me.
shot at a cup. And unless I'm mistaken, you're not a cup.
You know, I'm going to take that just because I really need to make a deal this session. So I just pass off my coat to Walter. Yeah.
Thank you. Right, group?
And I just as I pass it off, I also grab my knife out of the pocket and I grab the stick of dynamite and I also grab the bottle of sun cream that I had in there and one of the matchbooks. And I'm just tucking them into my pants pockets and the little pocket in my shirt.
If you're really going to relive the last adventure we went on, why don't you take a camera as well?
How about I borrow someone to take the camera so that way I've got 2 hands and 2 feet?
That's a good idea.
Any volunteers?
Evelyn goes, fine. And she kind of searches in her bag and she pulls out a camera. Lead the way.
I'm gonna go with Evelyn then.
Okay.
Basically as Evelyn's shadow.
Yeah.
Not really saying anything.
Dee, stop hovering. I'll be fine. Colin's up here after all.
Ouch.
You deserve it.
I'm not. I apologized.
Colin and Walter can look after themselves. I just want to make sure you're all right. You got a nasty cut on your throat, so.
Just Dee, we both know I can handle myself. I'll be fine.
Did so well last time.
Just
Okay.
glares at Colin.
And Colin just looks up to the ceiling, trying to figure out how to whistle.
As Evelyn passed Colin to go down with Walter, she kind of gets right in his ear, and she's just like, "You and I will be talking later, and you will not lie to me about anything." And walks past him.
Look forward to it, darling.
Hey.
So just to make sure, Kayla, do you not want me to come with you? Because I will stay up here, but I will hover behind you regardless. But if you're being very forceful about it, Cece will stay.
She's probably being more stubborn now than she would normally. So yeah, she would want you
All
to
right,
stay.
Cece will stay up here then.
Okay. So, Walter, you jumping on this thing?
Yeah, we're going to slide on down first of all and attempt, I feel like a finesse to try and
Yeah.
slide down and use the momentum of going down to get on top of this freshly formed cloud of gnats with Colin's coat.
Sure, do it. Roll me control roll.
Right. control. I'm going to burn a drive
Mm-hmm.
to give me 4 dice because it's 3 and my gilded.
Is it 3 or is it 2?
It's 2 and a gilded.
So
sorry.
no, one of them is a gilded. It's not an extra one.
Okay, so it's 3
3
dice
dice, yeah.
total. I get a 6, and it's not the gilded.
Okay.
6, 4, 4.
So you manage to trap these gnats for the moment as you kind of almost engulf them in Colin's coat and you kind of hold them in place as they're buzzing around. What's everyone else doing?
Evelyn would follow Walter down and kind of just watch him rodeo some flies again, I
Yep.
suppose.
That's what he's up to.
And she will raise the camera and take pictures of him and take another of the cup that's on the ground.
Sure
She would
thing.
just keep taking images in the hopes that the same thing happens.
Okay.
Grab a sample too. Widow probably cool down since we're probably not being super stealthy.
So you're taking photos. Sadly, the effect that happened before is not happening with these gnats. You are getting a lot of photos of the place.
Yeah, that's still helpful.
Widow, what do you do with these samples, anyways?
Ask Vespa.
Yeah.
They seem to like to know. They like to know, I don't know what, the flavor of these beings.
Flavor.
While we're doing this, can Walter make a survey roll just to look around? Because as he's looking around, he's saying to Evelyn, someone was around here, Evelyn. Colin clapped twice. Colin said he saw something and said he saw someone.
Sure.
So, you know,
Mm,
a 5.
5.
5.
So you're looking around. You don't see anyone, but you do notice the markings that are happening. Again, with your kind of religious backing that you seem to know, you kind of recognize that some of them are in Templar gear. But at this point, while you're kind of struck on that, I would say some of the gnats get loose from under your coat as your kind of focus is elsewhere.
Fair enough. Watch out, Evelyn. I'm starting to lose a little bit of control with this, but get a photo of that one over there. That one over there. It seems to be Templars. There's something to do with the Templars here as well. We have ancient Egypt. Keeping his hands down, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apart from the 1 point to point at one, which hence how they get free. We got the Templars. So we got ancient Egypt and Templars, and then quickly puts his hand back down, not realizing that actually lifting his hand up for a second is not the best idea.
Everyone will be like, yes, of course, just focus on what you're doing, I'll do this. And she'll shout back up to the widow. She's like, Widow, slide down my bag, please.
Here you are.
Colin just passes it over to the widow and is like, here.
So Evelyn will carry on taking pictures and she'll rifle through her bag to try and get some samples of something. Just like trap some gnats in a glass jar.
Okay.
It's just a jar from home. It's just picked up an empty jam jar from home.
Sure thing.
It's gonna kind of like scoop some gnats into.
You managed to scoop some gnats.
Colin, you said that this skull was like revered in that artwork. I don't know things, but I've heard of a holy grail. Could it be like a holy grail?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what a holy grail is. That sounds like a Walter question.
He's down there.
Oi, Walter!
Yeah.
Why
What's a
all the
holy
men?
grail?
What?
What is a holy grail?
We'll just take it a couple of minutes. Oh, Holy Grail. Ah, all right.
Short
would-
version. Really
Ancient-
short version.
It's
Jesus.
a magical cup.
Without the hands.
Without the hands. Just yelling back, Jesus!
Could they be after Jesus? Is what you hear a little widow voice from above.
I'm gonna
I
go
thought we
down
already-
and li-
I
gonna
thought they
go
already
out
took
on a
care of
limb.
Jesus.
Could to free up Walter's arms, could he attempt and hands? Could he attempt to bundle up the coat?
Yeah.
And using his survival gear, which I assume in every survival gear, everyone has rope in a survival gear, right?
Sure.
Just to try and tie up this coat.
Okay. Roll me a control.
Nice.
The sleeves are also very long, just so you know. It's very well fitted coat for a very muscular, tall man.
I've got a 5 and a 5, so I'll take the gilded 5.
Okay. You managed to tie off most of them, but some of the gnats have gotten free at this point. And I will say, while you're doing this, because you're so close to them and they're getting very agitated, you do take a body as they kind of bite at you.
I will do that, and with Adrenaline Rush, I will refresh one intuition.
Okay.
I'll turn to CC and say, there is also the other issue of the other Candela members. We haven't seen any bodies.
Do you think there's the body that? Oh wait, Colin's next to us, isn't he? Colin? Well, the major keeps on going on that you saw a person down there. Was it a body? Could it be the circle of ash and cinders? Oh, I can't remember what they're called.
Cobble and ash.
Cobble and ash. Sorry.
I'm sorry to ask this, but did I actually see someone down there? I thought I didn't.
You didn't, but roll me a focus.
Focus?
Yeah.
Okay. Focus is, I got the little diamond and a circle.
Okay, so you basically roll your gilded, and if you... Well, you'll be taking that, so you'll get your drive back.
Yep. Pass or fail, we'll get it back.
I got a 6.
6. As they're talking about people, and when you kind of try and remember what was down there, you did distinctly remember 3 piles on the floor of dust.
So it was just piles of dust?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall seeing anyone alive down there, but I did see 3 piles of dust.
I mean, large piles of dust, or just like,
Body size, cremated body type, piles of dust. Not very attractive, I must say.
Well, that's them accounted for.
Well, I mean, hold on, but is that the bleed nets that did it? Like, do you think had Kathy continued to be eaten by those things, she would have? Did you see anything that would have suggested that she would have burned alive? You said in your report that the edges were being eaten by the flies, right?
Wait, where's the light coming from?
There's a generator down there producing electricity and some lights.
Oh.
Good. Was there? Well, did you have any evidence in your autopsy, Leonard, that the edges of the flesh was being burnt?
No, it's just lots of lacerations. If they're ash, that suggests intense heat.
Someone set fire to them afterwards?
Not even that would do it.
You need a kiln in
Intense.
order to really get a body to that amount of dust.
All right. Well, we'll circle back on why you know that, Colin. But I know Leonard would know it. But you've been hanging around the morgue.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, all right. Well,
Let's focus on what's happening right now, and less on me.
I know you're a mysterious fella, Colin. I know you're a mysterious fella.
Nothing mysterious about me.
Of course, there's nothing mysterious about sugar.
Anyways, so yes, how could it have happened here? Let's get back on that.
To put it into perspective, cremation is 1,000 degrees approximately.
1,750.
Yes.
All right. Skipping over why you know that exact figure, but why? So some sort of phenomena may have caused this heat then?
Walter, can you make me another control while you're trying to keep these nets?
Yes. I'm gonna burn a drive to give me 3 dice, 1's gilded.
Mm-hmm.
I get a 6 on the gilded.
Perfect. You keep them intact.
Excellent.
Good
So
man,
wait,
Walter.
so you've what was that roll for? Have you actually got gnats under a coat?
Yeah,
It's
he's
got a
using my
balloon
coat
of gnats
as
at the moment.
like we did last time.
I mean, the plan is to
Last
hopefully get
time.
rid of them, but
Like we did
I
last
mean-
time. Okay.
He's got a knapsack.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Oh.
Kathy didn't say anything, right? At all.
Kathy didn't say a thing.
Nope.
Okay,
she
so we
died
don't
within
know
the
that-
second she hit me.
So we don't know about the other figures from the intro.
No.
That were in the room. Okay.
next question. I'm assuming because Evelyn and Walter have been in that room for a little while, they'd probably also noticed the dust
Yeah.
pile.
Yeah. I would say you can see the dust pile. It is very, very white dust.
Evelyn, I don't know much about piles of strange dust. Do you either A, know anything about it, or B, want to make the widow happy by taking some back for her?
I've already got a couple of flyers for her. Let me have a look and see if I've got anything else. And she rummages through her bag to see if she has an envelope of some letter that she's got lying around.
Sure.
Mm.
Pop it in.
So she scoops up a little bit of dust
Mm-hmm.
and pops it in the envelope. She'd be like, okay, well, that keeps her happy, and she's gonna sidle up to the broken terracotta thing.
Yeah.
She just stunts a little bit with us, but does anything happen?
Yes. So when you kind of knock it with your foot, the few gnats that are around seem to come towards it, and then kind of sit around it for a moment, then buzz back off.
Curious, and she. And she try using her foot just to scoop them in a pile.
Yeah. Again, the gnats kind of come near it, and they kind of stay near it while it's together.
She is going to. Like, Walter, I've got an idea.
Yes.
You have a free hand.
I can have 2 free hands.
Yeah, yes, but you've got a rather full bag there.
I don't have to keep it. I don't want it.
Well,
I don't like to do that much.
I know, but I'd like to start messing with something, and those things seem to be attracted to it. So if you could keep
Oh.
hold of that,
Okay.
actually see if we require assistance.
Who did you ask for assistance from?
Cecile.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right.
Down you go.
All right. Cece will head down.
Okay.
Survey the room. Look around. Work
Roll.
out where I need to go.
You can roll a survey if you want to learn any more.
Is there a reason we're staying up here while they're down there?
So we're not all in the same space. I think there was a you were going in as a forward party, and now we're kind of.
Yeah, well, now the threat's like taken care of in
Well.
Walter's little bag.
For the moment.
Is it Steve? How Steve?
I will do a survey because I can, and I will burn my last drive in intuition.
Sure. It's
You
also
had a
about a
third dice?
45-degree slope, and it's slippery.
Do you want me to do a survey? Or
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, no, go for it. I was just responding to the question.
Oh, sorry, I missed the question. Oh. I think we've already had a 5 on survey, so I won't take the gilded 5. I will take a straight 6.
Okay. So, reading the walls and such, you've still got that big image. The only thing that's extra on there is written quite crudely, but you can kind of make it out, is the word Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
Baphomet.
I will.
Baphamet.
B-A-O-M-E-T.
I will head over to Evelyn because Evelyn asked for my assistance.
Mhm.
And as I walk over, I'll be like, "What did you need, Evie? I'm gonna regret asking this, but Major Hessington,
Yes.
while Stevie tells me what she needs me to do, what do you know about Baphomet?" And then whilst Walter Hessington goes into his tank and thinks and works out and doesn't magically Google what he thinks is historically Baphomet, what does Evelyn want me to do?
I have an idea. This may be silly or stupid or maybe be quite painful, but it's just an idea. So as long as we are not a threat to this terracotta mood on the floor, I'm going to empty my bag and we're going to, as quickly as we can before the gnats come, we're going to put it in the bag, okay? We need to be really quick about this because the gnats will come back. And she starts removing papers from her bag.
I can take a hit. Are you sure you're all right? I mean, you're might have beat it up. So, if you want me to, do you want me to take the lead on this?
No, we'll do it together. Ready?
Remember, I don't think they like shiny things. She'll try and shine her torch down in their direction because Widow ain't coming down. So if it reflects off of any watches or anything, based off of the report that she read.
Okay. So be sure to hide your sparkling personality, Evelyn.
Ignore Colin, let's go.
You have a thing for scars, don't you?
And I suppose Evelyn will just count down like 3, 2, 1 and then quickly shove the terracotta pieces into the bag as quickly as possible and try to shut it. Hopefully, no flies.
Roll me a control roll. This will be.
I am definitely assisting here.
This will be a high stakes roll.
So this is why, Evelyn, I was saying to you because I've got 2 in control. So that's why I was saying, do you want me to take the lead?
Well, yeah, if you want to, and then I can help you.
All right. I will also burn a drive myself on this to add a dice for this. So 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for Evelyn's countdown. As soon as she goes, DC fucked up horrendously.
Oh,
We
no.
have a circle ability. In this together, when you spend drive to help an ally on a roll, on a result of 3 or less, you earn back 1 drive. So Evelyn, take a drive back, because I failed on 4 dice.
Oh, God.
I've rolled
Okay.
3, 3, 1, 1.
So you kind of drop the bag over these things, but they're definitely not of this world, so they tear through the bag. And also, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, the bag. That's why I was high stakes.
Uh,
Designer.
But I would also say,
No.
because CC, you're on top of it, they go through you too, and you take a body.
God damn. Oh shit. Evelyn, I will get you another one. All right. They kind of went through the bag in my hands, but don't worry about that. We'll get you another one. All right.
It's fine. It's fine. Are you okay, darling?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Well, that is some mighty sharp terracotta pieces.
I would say it was the gnats that were swirling around it.
Oh,
through
okay,
the
right,
bag.
okay.
Yeah.
Do we have another bag in the party that we can have poor Evelyn use? Maybe a medical bag.
I don't carry a medical bag.
Those are disgust.
I'm kind of like out in the buck here. I gave my coat to Walter.
You got a shirt, don't you?
All right,
Come
so I
on,
start
let's
taking
get
off
those
my shirt.
muscles out.
Wait, do you actually want me to throw down my shirt?
No,
Because I
it's
will. 'Cause
fine.
I will.
She'll she's still got a headscarf, kind of bundle it up.
Is that going to be enough?
Just
I
to hold
can
my
use.
ship.
I can use my purse. I can empty out what I've got in my purse and then scoop it up.
Sure. Give it a go.
You're trying to scoop up the terracotta.
I mean, if we got, presumably, could we mark off that we have a bleed containment vial that's big enough for terracotta? Or
I
is
would say
this-
yes. Yeah, there would be one.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
it's shards of a pot, so yeah.
All right, I will do that instead. Then I'll be like, you know what? Why didn't I think of this before? I've got the vial is big enough, and I will get out one of my vials,
Mm-hmm.
bleed containment vial, and I will go to scoop up the terracotta pieces.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
Scoopies.
Give me another control roll.
Control. I'm gonna burn another drive.
I'll assist you, considering I gained
Alright.
the last one back.
I will roll, given Huxley thinks there is luck in the dice. I will roll 2 different dice this time. I threw one out of the pot. Alright, I rolled a 5, so we got a mixed success.
Okay. So you manage with a bit of difficulty. You get another few bites on your hands, so you take another body, but you manage to get the containment, the cup into the containment vial and twist the top on it. And as you do, the gnats that are around drop to the floor.
Did they
Wow.
just die?
Good thinking, Cece. Good job you're around.
I always try and keep everything that a lady would need in her purse. Did those flies just... I keep on saying flies. I'm thinking of the last time.
Nats.
Major Hessington?
Yes.
Are they a little bit less aggressive over there?
The
I'm
gnat,
assuming they,
yeah.
compared to the flies.
So where you were kind of holding it and keeping it tame, it just drops and goes limp.
So have we got all the gnats, or is it just generally it's
All the gnats,
reduced amounts?
the gnats that are around have all dropped.
Oh,
including the fog.
The fog
Up
is
top?
yeah, everything is just dropped.
Wait, what?
Well, that was
I'd
weird.
say that this gnat bag is a little less natty.
right.
Is everything okay
Is it-
down there?
Well, I think we got them. I'm a little bit concerned that what I'm holding in my hand is some kind of bomb.
Bomb? Like dynamite?
No, we don't need that. I may have just gained essentially a magical stick of dynamite.
Interesting. You should bring it up here. Let me take a look.
Oh
What
god, I don't trust Colin.
What did Walter learn about that word?
Oh yeah, what did Walter learn about Baphomet?
Ah,
Oh yeah. What? Tell us about that.
Did we learn anything useful?
from your brain. What's he been babbling on about?
Yeah.
Baphomet. Not really.
Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Hmm.
Baphomet. 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 And we have ourselves Templars. Baphomet and Templars. Which Templars fought things. Probably fought Baphomet. Baphomet's an evil goat. That's it.
Is he feeling okay? What? Did he say go? She's
Goat or ghost?
You can hear him?
Goat.
that's why from up here with like with you you're like
You and I are just like both like kind of cheek to cheek trying to listen, and we're like, what?
I think he said ghost.
We'll go with Ghost.
Oh, I was deliberately getting it right.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. It's an evil goat. Evil goat. Everyone obviously is hearing ghost.
Goat?
No, ghost. You know, like the spooky thing with the sheets. Right, Walter? Major Head?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You've got it. You got it, Cece.
I hate to say it, Widow. I think this man might be a bit of a nitwit.
What are we dealing with here? Who painted that picture? Why did they? What? Okay.
I'm utterly confused.
Leonard,
Yes.
you've dealt with cremated corpses before. Can you check out these piles? Just there's
He's a bit
something about this.
injured.
If I must.
Something seems a little
I'll
bit
bring
more.
it. I'll bring a little bit up. I've got that bit in the envelope, so I will
okay.
pass it up the ramp.
You want to inspect it, Leonard? Give me a focus roll. Low stakes.
Did they come back up out of the chute?
I would assume.
I think.
Yeah.
I think there isn't anything necessary. If we've got rid of the bleed nets and the shards of the jar, the terracotta thing, there isn't necessarily anything else that we can do down here.
Can we take the pictures with us?
Oh
Can we
yeah,
take
so
those off the wall?
Evelyn's
I've got photos of everything.
photos.
Okay, you got photos. Okay.
Mixed success.
Mixed success. You're pretty sure that this is just bone.
Is there still shards in there?
In the bit you've got, very small ones, but yeah, it's mostly bone.
Okay. 'Cause it's like if there were still like chunks in there, it would suggest that they had a traditional cremation. If they were more smaller dust,
Much smaller
It would-
dust.
it would imply like instant vaporization.
Yeah, it's just dust of bone. There's no remnants of any burning or anything. It's just bone.
Okay, because that is one thing about cremation is when the bones get cooked slowly, they actually harden and almost become like rocks. Versus instant vaporization, it literally wicks all the moisture out of it and decomposes it into just like really fine granular sand.
I had an out of character theory which has been proven wrong.
So this is more rapid dehydration.
It just they got vaporized. Everything just like completely went.
I would say with your 5 as well, you probably come to the conclusion the fact that Kathy was so eaten that they've just gnawed at everything. And this is all that's left.
Could Widow do a survey of the 45 degree to see why because the lumps are down there.
Yeah.
Could you try and see what potentially happened with the
Sure.
footsteps?
Yeah. Do a survey roll.
Okay, there's a 6. Again, not on the gilded. Actually, no. I'm not
So,
sure if I one anyway.
This slope
6.
is very very wet, has kind of like
Tracks, yeah.
moss and stuff on it. And it looks like with the one slide that Colin did, and you've all kind of done the same track, there's another track of a few tracks sliding down, essentially.
Right. Basically, Widow will echo that based on what Leonard and Colin have been talking about with how the dust lumps were down there.
So we're saying that they gnawed the gnats gnawed away at everything, including the bone.
Yep.
Turning it to
The pile of dust be gnat excrement.
It's whatever's left, yeah.
Can Evelyn dig through the piles and see if the Candela pins are there?
You may. I would say no need for roll for that. Yes, you find the 3 Candela pins.
She will take them and hand them back to Vespa and we get back.
It seems like they slipped.
not quite.
Swatted.
There's still the matter of the skull.
Is there any other entrance or exit out of apart from that 45 degree?
So there is one exit that leads further in, but it's very dark.
I think this might be flashlight time, friends.
So, do we go down the chute to join our comrades, or
Well, I guess so. I didn't really want to
Widow?
I don't wanna.
Do you want to stay up here by yourself then?
No.
There's
All
weird
right.
stuff up here, down here.
There's weird stuff up here as well.
Evelyn will move to the bottom of the ramp to, I don't know, catch the widow. Who's like, darling, just come down, I'll get you.
I help the widow into the chute, and I hold on to her hands and yell down to Evelyn, "I'm about to drop her. You ready?"
Yes.
We release the widow very, very gingerly, and she just slides so gracefully down.
It's just like a slide, honey.
That's where the slide is actually only this far.
It's great.
It's just one little 45-degree angle.
Like a kid's slide. It's those little
Yeah.
tiny short slides.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah,
thing
but-
for a kid.
It can be lethal though still.
Yeah, whoa. Alright, she comes on down, and then she's like, what is it that Vespa wanted from us again? Does she actually want this skull, or is that just what the other circle wants?
I think just generally Candela wants it.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
All right, Leonard, to save your leg, you and I are going to slide down at the same time, and I'm going to take the brunt of it when we land, so you don't get yourself even more injured.
I don't really want to slide. Just looking at the muck around.
Don't have much of a choice.
Very well.
Colin like braces himself to kind of be a little bit of a barricade for Leonard to get himself situated, and then they both just slowly slide down, and Colin like plants his feet so that Leonard doesn't just go tumbling out of the chute, and helps him get out.
Okay.
Leonard also, like, it helps none, but is trying to use his walking cane to
like make it a
as
slow
like a
descent.
rudder,
Yeah.
Sure.
completely futilely.
So you're all down in the main area now. There is, as I said, there's the door to the back. It's a old wooden door.
Are you still using my coat?
You can have this back if you want, and since it's feeling a lot lighter, untying it, wafting it.
Yeah. All the dead nuts just fall. Yeah.
Is it covered in holy water as well? So it's a bit damp.
Did you use
Oh,
your
no,
holy
it-
water?
Oh, did you not use the water?
I've not used the water yet.
So it's just covered in dead gnats and
Yeah.
gnat guts and stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. Just dead nuts.
Second thought, you can leave it here. I'm just drilling around in my button up.
As we go by, I'm just gonna like run my foot through one of the piles of ash and just confirm what we discussed. Just observing it.
Yeah, you run your foot through it. You see within it a few pennies and anything that was metal that's kind of been left.
Okay. Like a belt buckle and stuff.
Belt buckle, ring, yeah.
All the metal stuff. Teeth fillings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll try the door.
Sure.
And if it's locked, I will wave Colin over.
The door is not locked, it opens, and it opens to a kind of dark
That was my redemption.
room. And as you open it, you are shocked for the moment as there is a rush of sound coming from behind the door. It takes you a moment, but it's the sound of a very fast train.
As in approaching.
As in passing, and you can feel under the floor vibrating.
Right, okay. So it's not I've opened a door onto a track.
No.
There's
You
obviously
just hear, yeah.
an underground line nearby. Does the tunnel look like sewers still, or does it look like
It still looks like
maintenance?
It still looks
tunnels
like
for-
sewers, but as the train kind of passes, you hear the train, the rumbling happens, and as the train passes, you see through the backlights of the train, there's a hole in the ground with a rope hanging.
Using the knowledge of the map that we saw with Evelyn in the archives, would this have been a place where Cece would have planted a bomb to knock through into another tunnel, potentially?
Yes, more than
And
likely.
have gained egress that way.
Yes, more than likely.
I think that maybe this is the way that someone else was coming in and out. Can I look around as well?
Yep.
I want to see. Oh, I think this is going to be the wrong roll, but does it look like the hole? So it's in the ceiling, right?
In the floor.
Oh, in the floor going down.
Yeah, there's a rope from the ceiling going all the way down into the hole in the floor, which leads
Right.
down.
Does it look like someone has pulled the stones or the floor up and placed them, or is it more it's been broken through this way and fallen down?
Roll me a focus roll. Low
Yeah,
stakes.
that's what I thought. I'm gonna be rolling blind. No dice.
Okay.
I fail.
Yeah, it's you can't quite tell. The brick here is very old, whether it's been removed, whether it's just worn. You're not
Yeah.
sure. It's also quite dark.
I will shine the torch down.
You see tracks.
I mean, it's not the safest way out, but there is there's a line down here.
Is there a way up, in and out?
Well, I mean, eventually you would get out, but it'll be going down onto the tracks. And then making sure that you're hitting those maintenance side access areas so we don't get hit by, the train.
How far down is it?
It's probably something like 15, 20 foot.
Well, do we wait for the next train or do we go now?
I mean, that one just went, so I mean, it's gonna be. Depends on which line it is. It's gonna be anything between 3 minutes to 15.
Anyone
Let's go
got
then.
Or we wait for one more, pocket watch it. Know the time, just in case we know we got 5 minutes, or we've got 3 minutes, or we've got 15 minutes per train.
I mean, it depends on if the line is on a major junction or not, because they might be coming from different directions. It's not going to be a given thing. There will be a couple of minutes because they don't want them to back up, but
Surely we'll hear it coming. But what are we doing?
Trying to get on the train?
someone has used this space and has left it, but hasn't left it by the way we came in.
Mm.
Which, without those flies, would have been maybe safe.
We're following the way out.
Oh.
Way out, or are we just going deeper? We don't know what's down there. We don't know where we're going.
Well, we never do. But I do care about the purpose. Is this the way to the skull?
Yeah, so the other group was looking for the Silver Skull, right?
Yes.
And then
And we've
something
seen the
vaporized
picture.
one.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is the way that Kathy escaped. She wouldn't have gotten on a train. Not in that condition.
Torn to shreds.
She might have got to a station, maybe.
But then why go to Hawthorne's establishment?
That's true.
How close is your space from here, Leonard?
Oh. I don't know how far we've walked.
You've been underground. Don't necessarily know in what location we're at. But if that woman, in the state that she was, managed to go from here to where your establishment is, you can't be too far.
Could Leonard make a assumption or a connection between the distance that he came tonight from Hawthorne and Hale to the sewer entrance to where we are possibly right now?
I would say, knowing there's a train nearby you, Hawthorne and Hell is definitely on the district and circle line.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
But then again,
So what?
her
She
being
got
that,
down,
that destroyed, getting on a train is very unlikely. Without
What-
someone noticing.
Well, what time did you find her?
Oh, it was in the evening.
Just
Arnold
past
had
dinner.
just left for the day.
It would have been after rush hour.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's a possibility that she wasn't seen. I mean, it's low, but she got down here, found a platform, got on a train.
Main thing is that we've got to go down here. We got to find her, or maybe not find her, or find remnants of her, or something with her.
Well, she's with Candela Obscura now. We just found the rest of her circle in that room. Which, I guess there was the plausibility that she wasn't with them when they were vaporized or whatever.
Possibility that it was also a trap, and she lured them here.
I know we've had a difficult day, Major, but we are allies. We're comrades, all right? We look out for each other most of the time. And I'll glance at Colin.
Colin like tries to resist the urge to glance at Evelyn.
Can I wait for the next train, and then I think Cece's going to go down the hole?
Sure thing. It's about 6-7 minutes later, another train comes.
But this doesn't make any sense. If she came down with her circle, and they were vaporized, why would she not try to escape from the way she came in? There was a generator already down here.
Maybe they came down the chute the same as we did, and she wasn't able to climb. Maybe she was so injured she wasn't able to ascend the chute, and whatever happened to her mates caused her to flee out the way that we just came.
But was this...
She might not have been
Did they
in her
bring the
right
generator
mind, Leonard.
down? Or was the generator already here?
Generator was already here.
Then who brought the generator down?
Good question.
I could try and do another track roll specifically for maybe female footsies.
Sure
If
thing.
there was another group down here prior to Candela arriving, they have already set up their generator and presumably this rope.
And also, that was a very convenient place to potentially trap an entire circle.
Quite.
That is presuming all of them were alive when they were in that room and were vaporized.
Potentially, either a trap or they were caught in some sort of ritual.
Maybe their bodies were left there, and then whatever happened to them happened in that room. They didn't necessarily die in that room.
I got a 6 on the tracks, not on a gilded, but on an extra driven one.
So with your 6, you kind of can sense things that aren't really here, but you can sense tracks back and forth. They're not of female tracks, just with the heavy weight of the way the tracks are in the dust in the ground. There's definitely a lot of activity coming between here and that rope.
Oh, well, look at the tracks, look at the floor. I mean, I think I can get a feel for more than just the scuffle, but there was a lot of back and forth that led to this door. I don't see the lady footsteps in particular, or I don't sense her. But there's a lot that's happened between these two. That's a general gist, wasn't it?
There's just a lot that's happened, people moving in and out.
Moving in and out.
So it's possible that Miss Stewart didn't get this far. We're in uncharted territory now. So where do we go from here? Once we're down this rope.
Remind me again. It's a normal door.
Normal door, into a small kind of bit of a tunnel that's got a big hole in the floor with a rope going down onto tracks below.
But the rope is going from the rope is from
Like a
the
ring
floor
in the
going
ceiling.
further down.
It's from the ceiling going through. They've attached it to the ceiling and pulled it down.
Oh. So every time the train goes past, it's
The
going through the rope?
The rope gets knocked, yeah.
The rope get wafted and knocked.
Yeah.
So are we waiting to just go down when there's not a train, or are we trying to get on?
So after the 6 to 7
Right.
minutes. then Cece will drop down the hole.
Sorry, I misunderstood that we were trying to jump on a moving train.
No, I don't want to jump on a moving train. I'm going to make that very clear to the GM.
I mean, it'd be
It's
cool. Just want to check.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
High stakes right in there.
It's just a walk in the park. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
All right, I go down the hole if the train's gone.
So you go down the hole onto the tracks, and you see in the distance light. And I'm assuming, do you move towards it, or do you move towards the darkness? Okay, so you move.
Because I'm assuming Cece's assuming that there's a platform up ahead, and then that will orientate her to where we are exactly and how far we've necessarily moved. The intention is probably to go back up the rope.
Okay.
And I'm just looking to try and gain as much information as I can. Like, so platform.
So you make your way.
It's just another. It's just the tunnels for the train. So
you make your way towards the light, and as you kind of get there, your eyes adjust, and you notice you're at Tower Hill Station. There are a few people milling about, looking at you a bit strange that you're wandering on the tracks.
I could have been sneaky, but it's fine. Don't really care. I guess I'll pop my head out, have a look, block the platform, and then I can use that with like Evelyn or Leonard to work out which platform and which lines it all connects up to.
Sure.
And then I'll hoof it back to the rope.
Okay.
And clamber back up.
Roll me a move roll.
Yep. I'm gonna burn a drive. Because I don't trust you. I rolled a 6.
6. You manage to make it back just in time. As you clamber up the ladder, you hear a train coming.
Well, that gets the adrenaline pumping. We're at Tower Hill Station. I don't know which lines or connections that has, but that's where we're at.
Well, it doesn't tell us where Miss Stewart went. It doesn't tell us where the skull is. Was there any other hole, door, passage?
I'll admit, I didn't look. I went to find the station because, I mean, they don't need another hole or another place. If they're on a major line, then they could be anywhere in the city. They could be on the other side of the city is where their main base is, and then they just pop on the tube. Pop on the subway, come around here 20 minutes, get off, disappear down, climb up a rope, go and do some spooky shit in a room.
Americans don't say tube.
I know, that's why I changed it to subway.
So that's it then? Job done?
Well,
Somewhat?
we can get out of here and maybe see what's near the Tower Hill. Maybe
Well,
there's
we can look more, but I mean, if there's something else that's on this line or one of these lines, then it might be connected to this. If there's all this strange stuff going on.
Well, it's possible that this skull did what it did to those 3 Candela operatives, and Miss Stewart just got away. And the skull is just gone. It's in the wind.
Didn't we learn a name about some type of like biblical whatever his name is?
Baphomet.
Maybe we need to go and do some more research about Baphomet and see if there's something else targeting or something else that's connected in the city related to that name.
Evelyn, you remember those maps? What was that
Yeah.
word that you saw?
Gem was what was the word that I saw?
Artifact.
Artifact.
Oh, I thought you said artifacts before.
Oh yeah, artifact.
Right.
Yeah, it was artifacts. Sorry, yes.
It was artifacts, darling.
Right. We got the remnants of one.
Maybe there's another.
I reckon
Yeah.
Leonard's right. There was something else here.
But now it's
I
no
think
longer
so.
here.
And it's gone. And they used the track to get their escape and then got to Tower Hamlets. And now it's in Tower Hamlets or further.
Well, it could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere.
Yeah.
We would need another kind of signal or spotlight on the activity for us to kind of get an idea of the location, because those gnats were attracted to that stupid clay pot thingy. Maybe the next artifact will give us an idea of the next location in which it's being held.
Could be darkness. Flies was one from ancient Egypt.
Why don't we do some more
Locust-
investigation about the boils?
Boils is a
Stuff
good
that's
one.
currently happening.
Where
Just an idea from a common criminal.
were with the flies?
Mm-hmm.
It was obviously at the palace was the initial one, right?
Correct, yeah.
So that's where Walter saw it. Is that on the same? Is the nearest tube station to where the palace is the same line? You said circle, right? So is that the same line as what?
Circle line can lead to the palace, yes.
Circle goes through Victoria, so it would run underneath near Buckingham Palace from Victoria to Green Park. I think. Is that right?
Okay,
No, that's
so-
Piccadilly.
So it might be that.
St. James's Park. Sorry.
So there's the potential that if these boils, but like Colin said, we go back to Vespa, we find out maybe the
Investigate more on
boils
that
have been
body.
happening somewhere on the circle line,
Mhm.
and they're all connected to them being able to move through the city on the subway and make sure that they're breaking through and getting into all these places that they shouldn't be.
Either way, it sounds like to me we need to go talk to Vespa, because either way, Leonard needs to also take another little peek at that dead body from last night.
Quite. We also never. I under my breath to Colin. I also didn't deal with the other.
Yeah, that is still sitting in the bushes at your front door, isn't it?
And while I'm sure Leonard's field surgery was useful on Evelyn,
She needs
we
to
might
see a
want to get
doctor.
the neck checked out.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Definitely go see a doctor.
It's fine. He's good at what he does.
You should see
The
a
only
doctor.
difference is I'm breathing.
Okay. So.
Well, I'm gonna go catch a train.
I'll go with
Are
you.
you going down the hole?
Well, it's better than going back out the sewer.
I hope Leonard gets down the hole.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
the
wait for
train.
the next train, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna get on the platform, and I'm gonna wait for a train.
Okay.
and I'm just helping Leonard with his leg, because also I got business to take care of at his establishment
Thank you, my boy.
that I forgot. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I would say with that, you all eventually make your way to the station and back on your way. You take bits to Vespa, and you take the information that you've got too. And yeah, she seems incredibly intrigued, and she goes into kind of a mode where she's constantly thinking, like putting things together. And I think we'll pick that up next time.
Hey.
GG's.
Well done.
Evelyn didn't die.
Evelyn didn't
Evelyn
die.
didn't die.
Shocker.
It's close though.
3 body hits in one go.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah, it was
4
rough.
straight away if you didn't.
What would have happened if I rolled any lower?
You would have taken more. So you would have
Probably
taken a
would have
scar
taken
and then more
scar.
body.
But you didn't.
No, you're fine.
See, you moved out of the way just in time. You did great.
And you got 2 more sessions to go. You got plenty of scars to go. It's fine.
I've got the circle sheet.
Yes.
I
Did we do our
achieved nothing.
keys?
Did you contain? Well, should we do the big ones first?
Yeah.
So, did we contain or destroy a source of bleed?
Yes.
Good job.
Our
Walter.
circle has leveled up.
Hey.
Yay.
Whoa.
Did you provide comfort or support for those affected by a phenomena? Cece tried to help Colin.
Mhm.
Colin helps
Got a
Cece.
hug.
Got a hug.
We had a hug with Evelyn.
I slapped you.
You slapped me. That was support.
Very supportive.
Did you bring something of importance back for Candela Obscura to protect or study?
Yes. We
Yes.
brought back
Yeah.
the terracotta cup. And
Some
Okay.
ash. Some pins.
We got
What a
loads
haul.
of stuff.
Some dead gnats.
Okay. Earn 2 illumination if some but not all players fulfilled an illumination key during the session. So, Widow, did you fulfill?
Yeah.
What
did.
did you fulfill?
Let me read. I did. I feel like I tried as best as possible to connect with someone. I tried to connect a bit with Walter on the boat. And my other thing is sensing phenomena, which in a way I think I did that when we chose the left or right.
Mhm. You did.
So a key.
Walter, did you achieve your keys or some or any?
Discuss history. Talked about
Yeah,
good old ancient.
Bible.
ancient
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Thank you, Bible.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say no to run into danger because Nat's probably it doesn't feel as dangerous as Fly's evil fly lady. So
Okay,
It only
I
has
think
to
just
be
the right
one.
yeah.
You do, yeah. You only need to fulfill 1. So,
Good
Alright.
point. That's why you ran in before. Oh.
that's why he was suicidal before.
Still now.
Evelyn, did you fulfill?
I fulfilled 1 hunt down a lead.
I'm not sure I fulfilled. I have protect someone, and I was trying to protect Evelyn, but then she pushed me away. So I didn't actually physically protect her. And then I was trying to help Colin, but I don't know if that counts.
You broke me out of my thingy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I did do
So that's
that.
protect. Yeah,
Alright.
I would class that.
Cool. Colin?
I completed 2.
Yay!
Was
Was it hurt another member?
Close. Do something illegal. And I did stab you, and I do think that's illegal. But also at the beginning, I had a dead body that I was trying to get rid of,
Mhm.
and then make a deal. I gave my coat to Walter, so long as he apologized to me for shooting at me. But I did not
Leonard?
stand up to authority this time.
Nothing.
What are your illumination keys?
Mentor and ally research, reference research, and make a plan. I didn't do any of them.
Did you,
You
not
referenced
reference
research.
research with the
Yeah.
report?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did with
you
the autopsy
referenced the
report, and
Okay.
your know-how of
technically that is
cremation.
research.
Yeah?
I referenced research.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, look at you.
There you
go.
We,
Reference
we
research.
earn
That's
4
good
if
job.
every player fulfilled at least 1 illumination key.
Cool.
1,
Yay.
2, 3.
Good job,
4. We are
everybody.
1 away from leveling up again.
Nice. So what'd you get for your level up? Because you've already leveled up once.
So for our level up, a character advancement. Sorry, there's circle advancement, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Choose a new circle ability, and then all players can choose their character advancement options. So circle abilities we don't have are stamina training. Your circle is 3 gilded dice at the beginning of every assignment that anyone may add as 1 dice to any roll. Once a dice has been rolled, it's expended.
Mm.
Nobody left behind. When a member of your circle drops incapacitated from taking too many marks, any roll a player makes in that scene to then protect them to get out of danger has +1 dice. Interdisciplinary, which I think is the one we were talking about the most before, was when choosing a new ability during character advancement once per campaign, each character may choose an ability from a character role or specialty that is outside their own. Resource management, when your circle hits a milestone on the illumination track, earn back 1 stitch, refresh, or train. And 1 last run. When you select this ability, the next assignment is your last. Everyone gets to take all 4 options in character assignment, so we probably don't want that one. So I think before we were talking about interdisciplinary was the main one, and
Yeah.
stamina training was the other one.
Interdisciplinary makes sense if we've just gone up a level as well. Then those
Yep.
who might want to take a new ability can take a new ability from anywhere,
Yeah.
not
Should
the
we
two
do that?
together.
Yeah, so as ability, what says under our speciality? Is that an
Yeah,
ability?
so
Okay.
you will have 6 on here,
Yeah.
but you can take them from any sheet, so you don't have to take them from the weird.
Yeah, I
You can
yeah,
make it
I
from
remember.
the soldier if you wanted.
Yeah, I remember lore-wise, that was quite a nice one for like Leonard being like a healthy person, but actually more soldier person. But okay, so if we do interdisciplinary,
Interdisciplinary.
um,
Okay.
so once per campaign, so we can
Yeah,
only do
so
this.
you don't have
once
to do it
ever.
now,
Okay, good point.
but
But it's when
It's-
choosing a new ability during character advancement.
During a
especially when
level
we
up, yeah.
advance, yeah. Okay.
So now at character advancement, each player can choose 2 different options of add 1 action point or add 2 drive points, take a new ability which can now be from anywhere, or guild an additional action. So we can have 2 of those. Which we might want to do off camera.
You can
I
do
don't
off
know.
camera, yeah. If you want to,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll pop that in the player chat, so
Yeah.
people know what they can do, and you can choose 2, like you said. So
So the only other thing we might want to do on camera is the Candela Obscura resources, so Stitch,
Yes.
Refresh, and Train.
hmm
So we still have 7 Stitch, we have 6 Refresh, and 5 Train.
hmm
Stitch heals you, right?
heals 1 set, so either body, brain, or bleed.
May I be untoward and take body to clear up? I've got 2 on body at the moment.
hmm
So may I take a
I have
stitch?
3 on body, but I don't mind believing that.
We can both take 1. How many stitch do we have total? 7, was it?
We've got 7, and each player can take up to 2 resources per session.
Well,
I don't
might
need to take 1.
Yeah, if Walter wants one, definitely take one. You know, you can have that one and get cleared of your body.
Dinker.
Yeah, I just got 1 hit on my brain. Other than that, I'm
Same.
peachy key.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care.
Does anyone want to refresh and regain their drives?
I would, yeah. Is that all of them or in just one area?
All of them.
It's all of them,
Oh, that's even better.
which I fucked up last time. Oh, I should have spent my resistance.
Oh, the
Yeah,
I still
reroll.
haven't lost
Failed.
what resistance is. Yeah.
Oh well. Does anyone else want to refresh?
Nope.
No, I think I'm okay right now. I actually didn't use one.
I would say no. I've kind of used. I've forgotten which way around I've got it in terms of like, is the pip clear that I've used a drive, or is it filled that I've used a drive? I think it's filled that I've used a drive.
Yeah, I think
Which
you can do it
case?
either way, so yeah.
I would need. I've used almost everything in intuition, which is my main one, and I've used everything in cunning. No, I haven't used any. I can
haven't
maybe
used
go
any
for
in
one
cunning.
more, but if we've got it, I might take it.
We've got 5 left after Evelyn's taken one.
This
I
for the
don't
whole
need one.
campaign as well, right?
It's for whole
This is for the
campaign.
whole campaign. Yeah.
You will get obviously you only get one more chance to use them after this.
Mm-hmm. Save it. I'm good.
I might take one again because I burnt 6 drives again.
Yeah.
I'm just going through drives.
Okay.
Yeah, I did this session.
I tried
Nice.
to use a drive, but I was the one that caused the issue. So
Yeah. Can I help you?
Yeah.
I just stabbed you, but can I help you?
Can I help you? Are you
Yeah.
alright? Should I take it out or leave it in?
It's just a flesh wound.
Does anyone want to take a train? That's gain an additional pip, right?
Additional what?
So I
Like
think
in
it's
Fill in the
three.
circle.
3 pips give you a resistance, but obviously having a pip lets you do drive. Is that right?
No. So train is you color in one of the ability circles. I think.
I think I'd like to add one to sense, if I can,
Yeah.
because I got nothing.
I wouldn't mind taking a train as my second level up. Probably in focus.
Okay.
Anyone else want one?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my character advancement to gain an action point.
Yeah, I'll have a think on that and possibly do that off cam, but I can't immediately see one.
Alright, so we're spending 1 stitch, 2 refresh, and 2 drain then.
Okay. Well done.
Marked those off the character sheet. So we've got, just for reference, we've got 6 stitch left. We've got 4 refresh and 3 train. And we all need to level up.
Yeah, you'd level up.
Yay.
Okay. Well, thanks for playing.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Yay. No one died.
Not yet.
Yeah, that should be the thing we hail.
Not yet. But soon.
Not yet.